Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESFL Analyst Desk for ESFL 127. Today's going to be a great event. Breaking it down with me is, as always, Boiler and Zayaf.
Bane, I'm so stoked to be here. We got the young prodigy, Zayaf. We got an awesome card ahead of us. We got some really neat things to look at, kind of season 3 trending. This is deep into season 3 now. It's getting serious. People are putting in wins, so we're finding some trends. So looking forward to this analyst desk.
Yeah, it's really good to be here. I'm very excited to just kind of go through this. We've got an amazing card coming up and some really fun fights.
You know, we're talking about fun fights. We're talking about how much we've progressed in this season, the storylines that have been laid. But in order to fully understand them, we've got to throw it back and recap the last couple cards. Because, Boiler, I mean, we've had some incredible moments in, ESFL 125, 126. There have been some statements that were made.
The story of the season, of course, is Zayaf just defending his belt over and over, but he took a couple weeks off, right? So last week we had a main event. Daniel the Freeman and Izzy with a nice leg kick TKO. He was working the legs throughout the fight. That was a great win for Izzy. Kind of stopped Daniel, all that momentum he was building. Spilling, bang, bang, tons of fun. Bang, bang with the win. Samurai Robin, I'm not saying he's coming out of nowhere, but he's just stacking up the dubs as well. A lot of other really fun fights. I'll shout out Heavy Hands. Big win in his debut against Perseus. So last week, PlayStation, a lot of fun. What do you think, Zayaf?
Yeah, these fights were really interesting. Daniel was building a lot of momentum, as you said. A calf-only player, it was something we haven't really seen in ESFL outside of maybe one or two players. But, he really just took it to another level. And really, that was the domination of a fight. I was very impressed by that performance. Spill and Bang Bang put on an absolute banger. It's in the name, right? Bang Bang. Just completely, just what a fun fight. And really just all around the card, it was just a ton of fun, exciting fights throughout. And one thing that I do want to point out was the fight between Samurai Robin. Like you said, Samurai Robin competed on that card, and he has been a really interesting prospect for me to watch. I saw him recently actually taking on Ed Parker in a stand and bang league fight, in a title fight, and he won. So that's definitely a prospect to look out for. And really just all around the card, those were some phenomenal fights.
I have to also mention Death Punch stepping back into the win column off of that devastating loss to Swiss Liebax. I mean, that was unexpected, but good to see Death Punch, right, the Grand Esports Finale winner, able to get it done via decision. But, ESFL 126 was good. I don't know what you guys thought about 125, because that was all.
Well, our good friend here, Zaya, fought in that, so I'm going to pass it over to him. Obviously, defended the belt against Fad. How did that fight play out, Zayaf? How did you train for it? And, in retrospect, a couple weeks later, what do you think?
Yeah, that was a really interesting fight to train for. He told me right away, I like to decide matchups ahead of time. So he told me he was going to use Rob Font. And I was like, okay, really long boxer. I'm going to challenge myself a little. I'm going to go with the shorter fighter, the shorter boxer, Jose Aldo. And really, the plan was to kind of let him come to me, because when you've got the shorter fighter, you need to be able to establish that range. And that didn't end up working out. He was doing a really good job. And I figured out, look, I'm just going to pressure him. I'm going to kind of play that Conor McGregor, where you pressure them and then you pull back, land the counter. So he overextended a little, just a tiny lapse in concentration, pull countered, got him out of there. That was a really, really interesting fight. And I think I showed a few things that were different than what I've showed in previous fights.
One thing that I think is interesting is the difficulties for the Kingsman on that card. Only a singular Kingsman got it done. I believe it was KM Caliber, Noetta, Adjust, all falling to the likes of the Flow State Kings and the Elite Kings. And, whenever I see a card where you've got several members of a camp, but not a lot of them are successful, Zayaf, I mean, where are you at mentally if your dark members aren't getting it done on the card?
I mean, look, we just have to realize that these kind of things happen. And, we are a camp, but at the end of the day, UFC is a 1v1 game. And, these things sometimes happen. Sometimes a string of losses are put together, but it doesn't define a camp. And I'm sure KM is traded ever to come back from that. They know exactly what they need to do. I've spoken to a few of them. They're all really great players. So a few losses definitely doesn't define a camp. All we're saying is, look, we lost these. We're going to win the next one.
Definitely. Now, before we get into the boiler room, everyone's favorite segment, you have to remember where to find us. ESFL Discord, ESFL Twitter at ESFL Gaming, and YouTube ESFL Gaming. Drop those links in the chat while we're at it. Boiler, I'll let you take this one away.
All right, appreciate it, Bane. So these are a few questions for Zaif since we got the pleasure of having him here, just kind of looking at how some trends over the season 3 versus 1 and 2. I'm going to start with submissions. Obviously, there's some bans, and those bans have been in place. Season 3, we're only seeing 4.6% of fights ending in submission. Season 1, we saw double digits, 10.4%. Last season, 16%. So I think we can all agree last season it was a little OP at 16%, but at only 4.6%. What's up with submissions? Are they even viable anymore? Is, the first season maybe a little better of a percentage? But of course, some of those were standing guillotines, which we know were broken. But anyway, what are your thoughts on submissions kind of at this state of the game?
At the moment, I think submissions are still viable. And I think the players that we have within the ESFL are showing that. Players like Death Punch, who even though he lost to Swiss Lobax, he almost got a non-denial, full stamina, half-guard arm triangle. Very difficult submission to pull off. But I think these are still very viable. I think what we're seeing right now is that Season 3 is a striker's paradise. Or it is a combination of striking and control wrestling. We're not seeing a lot of submissions right now because the players that we're seeing aren't necessarily submission artists. I don't know if that just represents the game as a whole. It could be because of the submission bans. We've seen some people leave the ESFL or not want to compete because of those bans. But at the end of the day, that's their choice. But I still think submissions are definitely a viable tactic.
Great. Next up, this is somewhat in the same vein, ground and pound. So in the boiler room, in Boiler's rankings, ground and pound is defined as not the finish the fight aspect, but actually putting someone into a wrestling position and finishing them from there. Now, you can knock them down and then finish them 30, 60 seconds later with ground and pound, but this is true, not finish the fight. This is true ground and pound. I'm the final arbiter of that. We saw a great ground and pound finish from God Ate My Pig, Gamp, when he was Usman. He just had the perfect combo of hooks and straights and just really bam, 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 out. I think it was even first round. That's very rare, though. In the first season, we know that ground and pound was broken. We'll just say that. We saw a third of TKOs coming from ground and pound, but now we're only seeing 9.4%. Ground and pound, similar question to subs. Is it still viable? Is it more of a setup to win on decisions rather than a finishing method? What are your thoughts on ground and pound right now?
Yeah, I would definitely view it as a setup. Ground and pound in the current aspect of the game is a way to deal damage, but it's not necessarily a finisher. People have become really good at reading patterns and surviving. Now, you see the occasional ground and pound finish with God Ate My Pig. Like you said, that's rare. But we still are seeing some ground and pound finishes. My fight versus Yurda was actually a posture of ground and pound finish. So definitely still viable, and we're seeing it deal heaps of damage. We're just not necessarily seeing it as the main finishing factor of those fights, and more a way to whittle down the head health, maybe get a decision win or a knockout on the feet.
Great insight. That's just the context behind the numbers. Love it. I'm going to have one more for you. Leg kicks. I think you're going to have a similar answer to ground and pound, but I won't steal your thunder. We did, of course, see a TKO leg kick last week, which was awesome. I love to see that. Leg kicks in general I think they've been buffed a lot since season 1. We didn't see any in season 1. Leg kicks, what do you think about their balance? I presume you are glad that they kind of increased their efficacy early this year, but what are the pros and cons you still see with leg kicks? What would you like to see maybe changed?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue right now with leg kicks is, well, there are two. First of all, the fact that you can switch stances after getting your leg kicked out and be completely fine. I mean, that is definitely a big issue. Go get your leg kicked 10 times by Justin Gaethje in Orthodox. Try to switch to Southpaw and tell me how well you're moving. Tell me how well you're planting on your shots and throwing. Not really going to go that well, right? And then the second issue is that it doesn't affect footwork. We see, again, Justin Gaethje. Look at Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was basically forced to just back up and wait and plant for a counter because his leg was getting chopped up. And right now we're seeing, even in the 5th round, Izzy Easy versus Daniel Freeman, Daniel was still moving around like it was round 1.
Yeah.
Even with that Wonderboy stance that he used for his created fighter, we're still seeing just that spry karate movement that just shouldn't be possible in the 5th round after his legs were as low as they were. So definitely leg kicks viable. We saw that in that fight, but maybe should be a little more realistic in the terms of the consequence for getting your leg kicked so often.
I agree 100%. I give up the floor. That was perfectly said.
Now, sort of to follow up on Boiler's questions, talking about the evolution of the game, the updates, maybe nerfing several overpowered aspects of it. Zayef, I want to pose to you maybe a different perspective of looking at it. The defensive cognition that has improved as the game has evolved, right? Players, when they get more experience with it, they're like, okay, I know how to frame the shots on the ground, as opposed to maybe the last season where they were still learning, getting adjusted to the tools. Do you think that there's anything about the players getting better, and maybe that's why we're seeing the reduction in submissions or that ground and pound effectiveness?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of it. Players are just learning to defend the tools, and those tools have not evolved from the players using them. That might be because of a lack of depth, or it might just be because of a lack of effort. We don't really know because we haven't seen those tools evolve. But I think it's honestly, these things are going to evolve. We're going to see the submissions, the ground and pound. They're going to come back because the same thing happened in season 1. We saw the striking not maybe be as viable in season 1. It was a lot of ground and pound, a lot of takedowns, a lot of wrestling, a lot of submissions. But then season 2 comes around, we've got a little more balance, we've got a little more striking. And then season 3 comes around, it's very, very dominated by strikers and control-heavy wrestlers. But that's not going to be permanent. That's not a permanent thing. These things are going to come back. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Definitely agree. It just is sort of the current state of things. But Boiler, we are sure to see some stoppages on today's card. ESFL 127. Run me through real quick on this electrifying card.
Well, ever since I announced I'm in the affiliate league, God Ate My Pigs, probably been my favorite screen name or username, and I've been cheering for him ever since. So him going 3-0 so far is pretty legit. But I mean, we're seeing JamieBucks at 2-0. It's a tough competitor. But going down the line, I mean, what you mentioned earlier, I'm looking forward to how the camp wars start to shake out. We got EK versus BSD. We got FSK versus BSD. We got EK against some unaffiliated quote unquote guys. And KM trying to make KM Motown. Really want to see his debut as well. So we got some independent guys, but my favorite part about Xbox is seeing the camps, really. So, I mean, I don't know who's going to be the best fight on the card, so to speak. But if I had to pick one, Spider and Killer Jake's legit, but I'm saying Jakey. EK Jakey's coming back. His debut of the season. He's 5-2 all time. I expect him to really whoop some in that featured prelim and start making his run. So there you go. A lot of fun fights here, though.
Anytime I say FSK Ricardo, I feel like I'm announcing an F1 Grand Prix. It just FSK Ricardo. Zayef, talking about 127, what fights, what fighters do you have your eyes on?
All right, so first of all, our co-main event, CIA webcam fighting Fadenator. Fadenator is coming off that loss to me. He's really looking to bounce back, but webcam is no joke. He kind of came out of nowhere this season.
Yeah.
He beat Trixie. That was not an easy fight for him. Controversial decision somewhat, but hey, he got the win. Now he's in the co-main event. He wins this. He moves on to 3-0. That's going to be a very interesting fight. Simple Benny fighting JC21. That's BSD versus the Dons. That's going to be a great fight. Like you said, excited always for Spider to fight. Spider fighting CW's Killer Jake. That's going to be a matchup of two technical strikers going at it. Looking a little further down the card, Leech the Great is fighting M-Town. That'll be great. Yeah. Satchmo Life fighting Warlike. This card is just stacked from top to bottom.
Absolutely. Love it. Well, that is going to do it for the analyst desk today. Boys, where can the ESFL community find you before we head over to the main production team?
Boiler 569, I post MMA takes and obviously fight game, whether it's UFC 4 or ESBC, and Twitch as well. Boiler 569, both spots.
Yeah, right here you can find me, ZyFYT, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. That's where you can find me. Mostly active on Twitter and YouTube. But yeah, anywhere you want to find us, and obviously ESFL right here.
Fans MMA on Twitter is where I operate. Now the path is paved. ESFL 127 is ahead of you. Hope you enjoy it.
Going out nice and fast, already Pry. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
A disadvantage to Zayef, but then he.
A little too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, but turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching from around the world tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Saturday, and you know what that means. We are live here on Twitch and on YouTube for ESFL 127, the #1 virtual fight capital in the world. I am your host and commentator for the evening, Kingsley, and alongside me is the one, the only Bruce Lee. Rob, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Kingsley. It's good to be back here with you. I think this is our second time in the booth, so that's fantastic. And we got some extremely cool fights tonight to cast. We got the Deontay versus Tyson
Wilder
Fury
versus
versus
Fury, yep.
Yes, there we go. I was about to say the first name and the last name, and then I got caught up a little bit there. But yeah, a fun day, Saturday. Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And as the analyst has said before we started this whole event, we have 13 amazing fights for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Our main event is going to be God Ate My Pig going against JamieBucks. It's going to be an amazing 5-round battle. And then our co-main event is going to be CIA Webcam going against Fadinator. But this whole card is stacked right here, Bruce Lee. Rob, what fight are you looking forward to the most, apart from all these amazing fights?
Yeah, that co-main event, like the young Zayef said, CIA, Webcam, Fadinator, that's going to be a very fun fight. But the fight right before that, Caliber versus Blake Tyler, is going to be really good. Caliber comes with some unorthodox submissions. Blake Tyler is extremely composed, and he's a great striker, so I can't wait for that one. But Kingsley, so many good fights tonight. These Xbox boys are bringing the heat every damn time, so I can't wait to see, call, and giggle a little bit with you.
Absolutely. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a wild one for this Saturday, and I can't wait to get into it because our first fight is ready to go. They're both in the fire selection screen. It's going to be Satchmo Live looking to get another victory, or trying to get his first victory in the season, going against Warlike Uncle. Both guys trying to fight for a victory right here. What do you have on the scout report for both these gentlemen here, Rob?
We got ranked 34, Satchmo, 0-1 right now. He's a former double champion in the IXC. Last fight in ESFL was his debut, and he pushed to #1 contender, and he is ready to go. This guy's bringing the heavy pressure, crafty submissions. He's a Wing Chun fighter, and he's going against ranked 27, Warlike Uncle, also 0-1. Neither guy has tasted victory yet in Season 3, and apparently he's fought Sean O'Malley in real life. I don't know if this is real, but this is in the scouting report. Solid grappling, defense is offense. He likes to go to the deep waters, Kingsley. Talk about these matchups.
It's going to be a fascinating matchup, and along with talk about these matchups, be sure on our Twitch chat to put in your predictions as we are running them every single fight. It's going to be an amazing time for you guys, but as we saw in the fire selection, Kevin Holland versus Chimaev, interesting fight from the get-go starting off this whole fight. How do you like this matchup for both these guys?
Ooh, interesting. Hamzat's going to go for that takedown, maybe grabbing the clinch, throwing on the mat. Kevin Holland is long with his strikes, and he has some power and some pop, so should be a good one. Warlike Uncle. Let's see how he uses Chimaev. Here we go.
Here we go. First fight of ESFL 127 here in the prelims. Warlike Uncle in the red gloves, in the yellow trunks using Chimaev. Satchmo Live in the blue using Kevin Holland. Already starting out with a bang with a front kick so far. But there you go, that takedown from Chimaev, and this is what he wants to do with the game plan. Take his opponent down to the ground. We know Kevin Holland's not that great when it comes to the ground game, so already a bad start for him.
What you want to do right into full mount, and then a D9 Warlike Uncle starting strong on the mat. And yeah, Kingsley, you got to get that takedown early against the Kevin Holland, and that's what he's doing. Now he's about to posture up and drop some heat on his opponent.
Yeah, and it's going back to the analyst so what Zayev said. Usually, it's not trying to finish your opponent when you go to the posture up. You're more just trying to get more damage on your opponent. So already a good start for Warlike Uncle. Warlike Uncle just taking control, moving to side control, trying to take top position. But right now in the full guard position, this is the best time for Satch to possibly go for a get up, but trying to play a little bit of chess game. Going to the rubber guard right here. Let's see what he does to try to get a reversal.
Yeah, that rubber guard could be nasty, but Hamzat able to just posture right up. Warlike Uncle escapes that rubber guard, doesn't need too many elbows, and there is the get up. Good job by Satchmo. Back on the feet. Here we go. They about to bang.
Absolutely, and that has to be a confidence booster. I mean, you face the detriment of the ground game, able to get up, but now you have to put in your offenses to work and try to attack the body, but you can't get too close because you could get easily punished. But a nice uppercut landing from Satch. Satch is putting the showtime in his game plan, and is working really well trying to get that distance back.
For sure, and that's what you want to do with Kevin Holland. Ooh, landing a couple nice uppercuts. Satchmo starting to get a little loose here. Kingsley throwing that lead. Head kicking, there's that takedown again. This time turns it to the bottom, but a defense by Satch, and that is huge right there.
The download probably is going to be complete if he gets another takedown defense, but that's a good start. And goes for a takedown himself as he's trying to reverse the roles. A very interesting game plan. Feeling the confidence from striking to go to the ground game. How do you feel about this?
Hey, sometimes if you know your opponent is going to try to take you down, you take them down, throw them off, and now you cannot get taken down. He's landing some good shots. He's going to go ahead and stand up. Oh, and drops a bomb on him on the way down.
And this has to be such a great strategy as we're 120 left in the first round right here. But then there's the detriment. Kevin Holland's not great in the ground game, and you leave yourself up successful to this, but into a backside position. Chimaev is going to have a chance to get some damage on trying to go for the back mel, but a nice denial. And so far, that sema's looking low for Chimaev, but we're getting a submission right here, Rob.
Oh my goodness. What is this submission called from the bottom? Is this like a heel hook? Rolling knee bar?
Rolling knee bar. Oh,
man,
so
this
it's
is tricky. Yeah, this is Satch from the bottom getting this right now. And he is getting close. This might be it here, Kingsley, but it looks like the defense by Warlike Uncle. He's staying calm, switching it up. Ooh, that was a cheeky little play there.
A lot of pressure. I mean, if he had the submission, it probably would have been time. I mean, it was really close. It was by the wire, saved by the bell. Call him Zach Morris. But as we look at the replay right here, good striking from both of these guys. But then the takedowns being more of the storyline of that first round right there. It'd be interesting to see whoever's going to try to go for the ground, because that submission was so close there, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, a Warlike Uncle definitely a little probably surprised by that one. Almost got knee barred by Satch, and Satch looking good, letting his hands fly. Here we go, round number 2. He's defended one takedown. He's got the takedown himself. Confidence booster on the mat. We'll see how round 2 plays out. King.
Let's go. Second round right here. Warlike Uncle again in the red gloves. Satchmo Life in the blue using Kevin Holland. And again, a takedown attempt successfully landed for Warlike Uncle. And as deja vu what happened in the first round, he gets the top position, but what can he possibly do with it? We saw Satch get out of this plenty of times, but this ground and pound is going to be proven the advantage. But he gets back up, and we're already back into the stand-up right here.
Yeah, use that R1 right stick just to take a few shots just to get that nice little automatic get up. And back to the feet, and a lot of pressure. Ooh, Warlike letting him fly right now. Land a few shots, but eats a couple for good measure by Satch. Satch trying to keep him off. Oh, he's getting a little wild spinning kick. And this is heating up right now.
Yeah, obviously he feels like he has the stamina advantage because Chimaev had lost a lot of stamina in that first round. Able to get it back, but with a whip kick like that, that's an easy takedown into side control for a Warlike Uncle into the sprawl. Gets denied though, but kudos for Satch for just working his way back up to the clinch and getting out of these situations. Even though he's at a detriment with Kevin Holland, he's doing a nice job getting back out from those ground game situations.
Most definitely doing a fantastic job. Watch out for that pull. Ooh, he hasn't really been able to get too much of his offense off on the feet. Nice little leg kick right there. Warlike Uncle's left leg has taken a little bit of damage. There's another one again. Oh, that elbow on the inside. And this fight is getting a little wild.
It's getting a little heavy as we've seen spinning back fists. We've seen some uppercuts landing to the body. and just trying to pepper in that blockade, trying to deplete a little bit. But needs to watch out for the stamina as a spear takedown, the third one of the fight. And as we're approaching the 2:10 mark here of the second round, it seems like these takedowns are scoring very heavily for a Warlike Uncle.
I would say so, especially that one, a stamina advantage spear takedown. That's a powerful takedown, and here we go. Looked like he was trying to get him in some rubber guard, but the camera going a little wild there. But the posture up, nope. Oh, he does. Able to step over there, and he's trying to work towards that side control position, and he gets it. But right back into full guard he goes. You know, Kingsley Satchmo's got some good ground skills.
Absolutely, and you have to feel like he needs to translate that ground skills into his stand-up, because he's trying to go for these kicks, and they're working well, but once he gets the distance, he's able to implement. He's going for overhand right there, not really trying to set it up. He's trying to see what his opponent's going to give him. But Warlike Uncle doing some nice things, peppering his own shots, and those kicks right there, just able to get blocked easily. It's just, I want to see more from Satch of just switching up like this, because you get taken down like that again, the fourth one, and it's just not working well. You have to sell your shots a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. He's really trying to figure out how he can, you know, execute his offense, and he's just doing a lot of leg kicking and like wild kicks, in my opinion, and that's going to gas him out. And because he's so gassed out, Warlike's just getting that free takedown right there. It's another shot, turns it up, this time unable to defend. You know, this one is hard. You got to hold L2, R2, hold that left stick towards your opponent. I don't know if he knows that, but that side control takedown is a tough one to deny, and a big round, I feel, for Warlike with those spear takedowns.
Yeah, 3 takedowns landed out of 6. But one interesting stat, total strikes and significant strikes were in favor of Satchmo Live. So it'll be very interesting what he needs to do. Probably needs to throw the kitchen sink out in this third and final round.
Yeah, for sure. And he has, Satch is the one that's doing more damage. You see the leg, the left leg. Ooh, that one hurt right there. And then the head health. So he has done more damage. But we'll see what the judges have to feel about that one. There's another takedown, same one again, and Satch is not able to deny that.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And once you go into the crucifix right here, it's just the best position that you can possibly be in. But a nice bump out of that into side control. This kudos to Satchmo Live for his ground skills. But the takedowns has just been such judgmental, and it looks really good in judges' scorecards. Warlike Uncle's just taking completely control.
Yeah, he is. Right now, though, he just got put in the rubber guard, and he's going to go for that stacked position. He did that before, and I think that was a deny from the bottom, and he's going to use that momentum to sweep him into full mount. Great play by Satch.
Now, quick question. We saw him in the first round. He was very close to getting that submission attempt. I'd be surprised if he doesn't try to go for that again, because he might have a chance to get it. It seemed like the submission defense of Warlike Uncle wasn't up to snuff. If he gets an opportunity, he still has plenty of time to try to do that.
For sure, and this is the position he got it last time, but this, right here, he denied it.
Oh, here we
and then
go.
he went for that rolling knee bar, but this time he's going to switch it up and just go to full guard, which is smart. You know, Warlike might have made that read, made that adjustment, but this clock is ticking right now. He's got to get back to his feet. He's got to do some damage. This fight is so close, and oh my goodness, he snatches the back and then hops over to back mount Kingsley. Here we go.
Here we go. He has 2:20 left to make some sort of a comeback right here. The stamina's low. The denials are working very well for Warlike Uncle. And is he in the top mount position? Using a lot of stamina to get a much punch left, but with 2 minutes remaining, he has all the time in the world to get some. He gets a denial right there. Let's see if he goes for a submission. No, he's going for ground and pound, trying to limit that head health, but not able to do much. But still scary for Warlike Uncle. He can't take very lightly to the ground game.
He cannot, and he's got to watch out for these punches. He's got to watch out for that back flat, that rear naked choke. Satchmo in mission control. He's in the driver's seat, and he's trying to get some damage off and get the judges to score this round in his favor, and he's doing a great job. He still has a little bit of time, 1:13 on the clock, and right now Satch is looking good on the ground here against Warlike. Warlike needs to get something happening here.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time to be on the ground, and we can say that Warlike Uncle probably took that second round with all the takedowns, but you never know with these judges. And he's scoring some points right here, so he might be. We know this round's going to be the third round for Satch, but that second round could be a question mark, so you can't leave it to the judges. 30 seconds left. You need to go with something. I mean, how would you feel about this whole contest if you're in this situation? As he goes for a submission right here.
Oh, man, I wouldn't feel too good, especially if I was Warlike Uncle. Satchmo going for a submission now. The arm triangle, and this is going to score some more points, and You know, whenever you're going to the judges' scorecards, you never really know, because this game has realistic judging, and sometimes they make bad calls. But that was a great round. You know, that was the third round that you want from Satch. Got some, you know, beautiful plays, got some takedowns, and here are the replays. I remember that, him jumping right down, smacking him. But here we go, Kingsley. Let's see who's going to win this one.
Let's go to Bruce Buffer.
Come on, Brucey.
All three judges score the contest. 30-27.
Ooh,
30-27.
Hey, Satchy.
Oh, Showtime is alive in the building as Showtime Satch gets the victory against Warlike Uncle. It seems like the significant strikes, the total strikes, were more powerful than the takedowns of Chimaev. They didn't see enough work with the striking. So, I mean, we can take a look at the control. Surprisingly enough, 4 minutes, 42 seconds of top control for Satch going against Warlike Uncle with 3 minutes and 51 seconds. So very interesting how the judges scored that whole round.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Satch was just doing more damage. He was really impacting with that kick on that left leg of Warlike, and then he was doing a good job at getting up, not taking too much damage when Warlike would get the takedowns. I think in that second round he had a bunch of successful takedowns, but that's because Satch was just letting those kicks fly. He was burning out the stamina, trying to do damage, and he just was able to edge out Warlike in that fight, and he did a good job to get that win.
Yeah, gets that first victory of the season for him. Hopefully we get to see him further on in the ESFL cards and work his way up on the Xbox side of it. As we are live here on Twitch and on YouTube, we excited for you guys to join us here. We still got plenty more fights to go, and let's not wait of any other, because we have so many great fights for you guys. Our next fight is ready to go as you guys get your predictions going on the Twitch chat. It's going to be Leaks going against KM M-Town from Kingsman. Both these guys making their debut, but what's on the score report for both these gentlemen right here, Rob?
These guys are unrated, making their debut tonight. We all know the Kingsmen have been producing some very dangerous talents, so their camp is on fire right now. M-Town about to showcase some of those skills, some of the things he's been working on. He went undefeated in primetime, 5-0, and those primetime dudes are insanely talented. He's a technical striker. Yeah, for sure. He's got good takedown defense, and he's got some good head movement, so he's going to bring a good game plan against Leaks. But Leaks, he's an exciting striker to watch. He's Blake Tyler's Fulther. Clean boxing, good kickboxer, and he's got an ironclad will. You cannot break him mentally. You got to take him out. You got to knock him out, submit him. This should be a good one here.
Absolutely. You saw the picks. Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. We know Kamaru Usman, again, with the ground game, his striking is lethal. We saw this play out in real life. Masvidal, again, knocked out by Usman in that title fight. Could the same thing happen here? We'll have to find out, as M-Town is going to be in the blue gloves using Kamaru Usman. And then Leaks in the red gloves using Jorge Masvidal. Will we see a flying knee? All the things can possibly happen here, Rob. And we're going to get things going right here, right now.
Here we go. And with Jorge Masvidal, you got some power, you got some speed, but you got to be careful with your gas tank, because if you are a Usman player, you can really ragdoll Jorge Masvidal and tire him out. This is only a 3-round fight, so it's a great pick.
Yeah, very great pick, and already liking what I'm seeing from Leaks. He was able to get some body shots and change the levels, but when you get taken down like that, now you're at a disadvantage, because a striker versus grappler is not going to be on your side unless you have the skills of the ground game to deny these transitions. But in a half-guard position, this is where M-Town wants to be.
Oh, no doubt. An early takedown on top with Usman fresh, 4 minutes on the clock. I mean, this is heaven. He has died and gone to heaven right now, Kingsley, and this is a tough moment as a Masvidal player, because it's really a deciding factor. Can you get up, or are you going to get held down? And right now, M-Town is holding him down, and that was a key flick. Doesn't get it. Good job by Leaks.
Yeah, he's prepared. He was able to get that transition to now to leave open that get up into the clinch. But right now, he needs to put to work. He had a nice left hook on the face of M-Town. Now, M-Town trying to get a hook back, trying to punish his opponent. But those kicks, those spinning back kicks to the body and switch it up. And now you're just seeing the boxing from Masvidal. I mean, it's just working very nicely. I like the combinations that we're having so far. Oh, but a next kick! Chopping the one into a power slam there, Rob. Oh, my God.
Oh, that was hot. That was sick. Dude, that was like a sick sequence. And he uses this momentum to get into the crucifix position. He gets kicks, power slammed, crucifix. That's comboing at its finest on the ground in the game. What a sequence. Man, M-Town looking good right now. Leaks in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it was an X kick, and you saw the pullback that kind of led into the knockdown. I don't think we ever seen that in the ESFL when someone's trying to do a pull counter and they just totally get wrong with an X kick, because who's expecting that? But right now, back into the ground game right here with 140 left in the first round. Good denials once again from Leaks. Leaks is doing a good job trying to stay back in this fight, but this is still not a good situation you want to be in, especially when he has your back.
Hell no. Leaks is showing that he's got some mental game, though. You know, he's a professional. This is why he's in the ESFL. He's not going to get rattled. A lot of players would be rattled, Kingsley, if you get ass kicked in the dome, power slammed under your head, and then put into, you know, that dominant position. So, wow. But, man, M-Town Kingsley is looking good. What a dominant first round. Way to come out and just come out with a bang.
Yeah, honestly, if I get hit with an axe kick, I'm probably tilted. I'll probably rage quit out of the game, honestly. But just such a good way to put a statement on this round with 30 seconds left. He still has time. And we see Leaks answering back. He said, I'm not going to just deter. He has the adaptability to come back in. And he's using those kicks. Those kicks are working well, trying to drain the stamina a little bit. But within 10 seconds, this is where the dangerous seconds come into play, because you see the home run hits. But we will go into the second round right there. And that was all M-Town, putting the Kingsman name on the back and just working well. Look at this replay right here. Boom. Nasty.
Boom. And we were just about to start talking about how nice those spinning back kick setups were for Leaks, and those are damaging the body of M-Town. Ooh, nice slip by M-Town, but M-Town just kind of changed the narrative of that first round, Kingsley, with that beautiful sequence. And here we go. Leaks, this is what he needs. Come forward and do some damage and make this a brawl, because right now he's down. He needs the second round.
Ooh, those body hooks and body uppercuts just working nicely.
Nasty.
It's just he needs to do a little bit more of that. Every time he gets close, he is watching out for the punish, and as long as he gets his distance and has his opponent's back to the cage, he has more success. I mean, look at this. This is what he needs to do. Attack the body, change up your situation, make sure you're avoiding those slips, because that's what he's looking for. Look at the total strikes landed, 37-35 in favor of Leaks.
For sure, Leaks is throwing kill shots right now. He needs to defend this, unable to. M-Town with a good turning takedown, gets it denied there. On top, Usman again, like in that first round, and he needs to hold Leaks down, because Leaks, with a nice deny there, is feeling himself. He's starting to flow. I can feel it, throwing some big power shots. I mean, that straight lead overhand was nasty, and these body shots, they're going to add up. M-Town's body, Kingsley, is getting destroyed.
Yeah, and as long as he stays up, I mean, he's able to get some nice counters. He's able to answer back, but those body shots will work if you're not going to start blocking them. I mean, that knee working, and that body is getting lower and lower. But I feel like he... Oh, go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead, Kings.
I was going to say, as long as he's attacking the body, he leaves... Ooh, that knee could have been dangerous. But the head held has to be somewhere near low for Leaks, and Leaks needs to be careful of those trades, because he's leaving himself up when he's attacking the body. But so far, so good. Oh, and a nice takedown denial from Leaks. Leaks is having his whole game plan change, and he's working really well.
This is showing that, you know, he could rise to the occasion, face a little adversity. Now he's got M-Town on his back foot, standing right in the pocket with him, with Jorge Masvidal. That's not a bad game plan. But look at M-Town. He's showing some good defense on the body as well. You know, Leaks is trying to land that. Oh, no! Speared! Woo! M-Town with a sneaky quick takedown. Tries to go for that transition, gets denied, but still in a dominant position here at Kingsley. This is looking good for M-Town.
Colin Goldberg with the spear, again, that takedown into side control with 130 left. And this is where he kind of wants to say, just get the posture up, get some damage on your opponent, just make sure that head health is blinking. And already see it, the screen is going red, so we know that Masvidal's head health is not going to be worth it in some trades or in these damage situations, as we see another posture up, trying to get the hooks in. And look, just 2 shots for Kamaru Usman is getting that screen red right there, Rob.
Yeah, 2 bombs from Usman, and it's just M-Town right now. It's the M-Town show. He's really doing a good job, and he's rocking Leaks on the mat and getting some denials, getting some control time, because you don't want Leaks to be on the feet. He's looking really good, even though M-Town is landing some good, you know, left hooks. And here's a good play right here. Oh, he's going to stick to his back. That's what I'm talking about. Leaks making a nice play, probably going to stand up and just try to do some damage.
Yeah, he has 15 seconds. He could go for a flying knee or possibly nice shots. I mean, attacking the body is always going to work out well for you. But again, the punishes from Kamaru Usman, just those jabs working very nicely, peppering them in as we end the second round right there. I mean, very interesting going to the third round right here, Rob.
Very interesting indeed, Kingsley. And I'm not sure who is winning this fight, maybe 1-1. But, you know, M-Town is really defending his body valiantly here, and he hasn't taken any real damage to the head. So M-Town just needs to be careful, find his takedown here, do some damage, and he's popping Leaks with these hooks, and like you said, the jab. So M-Town looking strong.
Yeah, M-Town in the blue gloves using Kamaru Usman, Leaks in the red using Jorge Masvidal. In our second fight here of ESFL 127, and you can see just the peppering of the jabs. I love the peppering of the jabs, trying to land a uppercut, just getting out of the range a little bit and just going back in. We're not seeing much slips or takedowns from Kamaru Usman, which I'm surprised about because that's been his bread and butter. But the uppercut working very nice. Leaks just feels like, I feel like he's dictating the pace a little bit, just moving forward and not stepping back as much.
Yeah, Leaks looks like he's just trying to stand in the pocket, and oh my goodness, he just got clipped there. M-Town pushing forward, and M-Town's just being so patient in the pocket. You know, he's throwing that lead hook, or he'll throw like a lead uppercut, and he doesn't give Leaks a chance to pull or really counter him at all, and he's playing this really nicely. But right now, he's in the clinch. He's got to watch out. Big body shot off the clinch right there, and so far, M-Town is looking phenomenal, in my opinion, off his back foot.
Yeah, absolutely. He was able to get the rock from a right straight, but even though he was going for a takedown, he's still going for it. We know Leaks, his stamina is not that great. He needs to watch out for that situation, but he's still moving forward without the stamina. And right hook will put him down to the canvas, and then they will bring him down again. As we see, M-Town is gonna stand up, possibly getting close to the precipice of victory. It's only a matter of time, but it's still close. Leaks is still in this fight right here.
Yeah, Leaks almost just got flatlined right there. He showed some great defense in that position. That's a tough one to deny, but he's got to deal with a fresh, hungry, blood-seeking Kamaru Usman. Gets that deny right there. That's going to be bad. He's going to be able to posture up and do some damage, Kingsley, and he's got to defend himself. Oh, he is getting rocked.
It is danger on the screen as the screen gets redder and redder for Leaks. But just getting these posture ups, not even getting a single denial in this situation. M-Town is doing what he wants, and now he's going for a submission right here. Let's see if he gets it. But the submission defense has been going so well for Leaks, but again, it's just draining time and time away from the clock, and it seems like it's going to be a dominant round for M-Town in this situation.
Definitely, that's a smart move. You know, take a little bit of time off the clock. Maybe even get an arm triangle there, and that time is taken. Leaks really needs to get up, and oh my goodness, he might be able to. Okay, he rolls him over. He's still not out of the woods yet. He's got to figure out a way to stand up and get a knockout, and that's going to be kind of hard because, yeah, M-Town's going to be camping that up posture up. Here we go. 30 seconds, Kingsley. This is it.
Here we go. This is serious. 20 seconds. Let's see what Lex has in his bag of tricks. Trying to go for a slip right there. Not really throwing a strike. You have to throw the kitchen sink with 10 seconds left. And I feel like he's just moving back. Maybe he feels like he doesn't need to go for an interesting way to end the fight right there as we go into the judges' scorecards. As we take a look at the replay, the axe kick sent out that power slam for M-Towns right there. And along with the second rounds, I mean, talk about Rob. I mean, just very good takedowns and striking from Kamaru Usman.
Oh, yeah. M-Town looked really good. Great from the opening bell, from the axe kick. I mean, I didn't even know Usman possessed an axe kick. So this guy's obviously been training, going deep into the depths of the tool shed of Usman, and he just looked amazing. Very patient striking. You know, he's gonna get this probably 30-27. Let's see.
30-27.
30-27.
28.
Ooh, 20-28. There it is.
There it is. Yep.
M-Town.
Kingsman M-Town gets the victory, his first one of the season in his debut. Proven to be a very dominant fighter, even though there was a 29-28 round right there. The axe kicks, the slips, the takedowns, the spear takedowns, able to control his opponent was very lovely to see from an opponent. And that's what you want to see in the ESFL. People who have like a baseline of proven to be very dominant and working their way up against tougher competition. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the fight stats, but it seemed like pretty much a dominant factor as we saw in the scorecards right there, Rob.
That was a tough fight for M-Town against a dangerous opponent, Leaks, who was just standing right in front of him with Jorge Masvidal, daring him to trade, maybe trying to bait out a slip hook or a. We saw that straight lead overhand combo that Leaks was throwing out there. We saw the body shots, the spinning, the body kicks to the body. He definitely was throwing some heat M-Town's way, but M-Town was just being very patient, really doing a good job defending the body. I didn't really see any body counters, but that's okay because he was just popping that lead hook. He was popping that lead uppercut, and he did what he had to do, and he looked very, very good out there. Great ground game, great top game, a little bit of submission skills, and some good hands. So, yeah, M-Town looking strong. Big dub for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, you got people to remember your name. I mean, that axe kick and that
And
crazy
down.
knockdown. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way to make your name
Oh, yeah.
known here in the ESFL. And hopefully, we get to see more performances like that. But moving on, we got our third fight, and these guys are hungry for a victory right here, Rob, as we see FSK Flow State Kings Ricardo going against Haroon, who are both looking out for a victory.
Oh yeah, Haroon was a former IXC bantamweight champion, and he was also undefeated in an ICF. These leagues have been breeding some dangerous fighters. Haroon, one of them. He's here to, land some aggressive combinations. He's got some of the best takedown defense out there, and he's going against FSK Ricardo, 26, 0-1. Both these guys hungry for a victory, and you know what? There's some pass between these guys. Ricardo actually beat Haroon to win the lightweight champion, and Bang Bang and Mac on the road to the belt. So this guy's got some experience, a dangerous striker. He flows with every fight, and he is here to get his first win in the Esports Fight League. This one should be exciting.
We love a little story and a little bit of a grudge when it comes to these ESFL fights. It builds up the storyline and builds up the anticipation as we see a Dustin Poirier mirror match. So it's all going to be about striking. I don't think we're going to see many takedowns as we've seen in the previous two fights, but I'm excited to see what these guys do. They have their backs to the walls. Let's see who can get the victory as we see here our referee trying to get things ready to go.
Yeah, no crowd. This gets me so excited. Hell yeah. Here we go. DP versus DP. Let's get it on. Haroon versus Ricardo.
Ricardo in the red gloves and the white trunks, and then Haroon in the blue gloves and the black trunks.
Oh.
It's like A Quiet Place Part 3 as these guys are trying to fight it out right here, center of the octagon right here. And we're just here for a brawl right here in the phone booth, striking, and we're not stopping. The blood is happening right here, Rob.
Oh, yeah, they're standing toe-to-toe, and they're trading right now. I think Haroon might be getting the better of these exchanges right here, but so far a fun, wild fight. Bam, clips him with the uppercut. Good job.
Yeah, good job so far, and we saw a nice vicious uppercut. And these punishes, when going for the leg kick, both of these guys are just saying, you know what, screw the stamina, we're just going to brawl right here and just take a little bit of a risk for it. And then the body shot, trying to change it up for Haroon. Haroon doing a nice job mixing up, trying to bump the jabs, and the combinations just working very nicely here, Rob.
Oh, yeah, beautiful combinations and a nice body shot by Haroon right there. Oh, digs to the body again. Good stuff. And right now, it looks like, Poirier, well, both of them are Poirier. FS Ricardo is trying to push forward and do some damage, but Haroon is just catching him with that body uppercut. Oh, time and time again, Kingsley.
Yeah, it's just like punish after punish after punish, and every time you move forward, that blockade is getting low, and how much can you trade with him if you know he has the better combinations, because he's just landing punches and punches, and it's just working so well. But one thing you need to watch out, can he withstand the storm right here and probably drain that stamina of Haroon? That's probably has to be a game plan of his. But the body shots, the uppercuts landing, it's just vicious right now, man.
Completely vicious. Look at that. That hook is nasty. Ricardo just running into an onslaught of assaults right here, and finally, sneaks in that combo straight at the end. Haroon is hurt. Good head movement. And wow, that was the biggest shot of the night so far. Ricardo finally getting some respect from Haroon.
All that pressure pushes it into a diamond that says Poirier able to get that rock for Ricardo, flipping the script. And now you see a little bit of Haroon stepping back a little bit. And now the combinations are going in now. It's just a complete 180 from what we saw. But those body shots will bring it back a little bit. You can't always be aggressive when you get hit in the body. And these slips are working very nicely. It's just very back and forth. Now we see a rock for Haroon. Haroon, smelling blood and water, gets it straight in from the left. Can he finish it here? It's getting close. But Rob, exciting moments as we're approaching 1 minute mark.
Oh, sick first round, a sick fight. These guys are letting it all hang out right now. And both guys have struck blood, and Haroon now in control, almost knocked him down, knocked him out, but Ricardo stabilizing a little bit. That spinning back kick to the body was nice. Uppercut lands, so does Ricardo. Ricardo tags Haroon, bang, overhand, knocks him down. Here we go, this could be it. Kingsley with a slip.
Oh, the reverse. Oh, here we go. Haroon has a chance. He has 17 seconds left. Can he possibly get some damage on his opponent?
Ooh, he gets the posture up.
Oh, but the reverse, I like it. And I think that's going to end the first round. What a track meet from both of these comparisons. Both guys getting both rocks. I think we had a knockdown on each side. It'd be interesting to see what the fight stats are. But, man, you just got to catch your breath on in these kind of rounds here, Rob.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm sprinting out here. These guys are definitely sprinting, and what a chaotic first round. Both guys just letting it hang and just letting it go, and that is what you want to see here in the Esports Fight League. Some exciting fighters. They're making up for having no sound right now, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, you could just leave the judges, get them out of the building, because we're not going to need him for this kind of fight. As Ricardo in the red gloves, again, he's not being the aggressor right now. He's taking the back foot, almost get hit with a head kick right there. As Haroon in the blue, trying to put on a little bit more of the pressure. I think after that knockdown, he got a little bit more comfortable in this state right here, trying to attack the body. But the distance and range is working well for Ricardo, and you can see that coming in this gameplay in the first minute.
And also, FSK has been a little bit more efficient with that stamina, even though Haroon was digging body shots early in that first round. Oh, catches him with a nice head kick. No rock, though. A little bit low on that stamina when he threw it. And, yeah, Haroon is just letting it go. He wants that knockout early. Hook straight. Kingsley, take it away.
He gets a knockdown. The stamina, the block gauge was low for Ricardo. Even though with all that stamina, you need to watch out. Maybe he does some stunts. Oh, he get a nice slip right there, ducking on the overhand. Trying to go for an overhand right there. We're just ducking and missing, and just one mistake can prove to be the difference. Both head health is very low. The block gauge is low, and just ducking those hooks are working well for Ricardo. He just needs to find a way to punish back, but it's getting really close. These punches, these jabs are working well, and it might be a closer time till we can see a knockdown right here. Oh, that uppercut could have been knocked down right there, Rob.
Oh my God, here we go. Haroon just emptied the gas tank, and Ricardo clipped him, knocked him down. This could be it. Haroon doesn't have a lot of head health left. He's trying to block, but no, he gets put out cold by FSK. And oh my goodness, Kingsley, emphatic fashion. What a finish. What a fight. That's the Esports Fight League for you, folks. Let's go.
That's the adrenaline that I need in this fight card right here. This is ESFL 127.
Yeah.
Where are you at? FSK Ricardo putting the flow state on his name and just working so well. And it was so different from what we saw, because it was a tale of like a little bit back and forth, like a roller coaster that we said in the beginning. It seemed like he was getting hit, he was getting knocked down, he was getting pressured. But once he was able to find and withstand that barrage, he was able to put it on his opponent, and it just seemed like he was able to get the betterment of it. I mean, just what a crazy array of fights, and I'm excited to see what we got next, because Rob, these fights are getting crazier and crazier, man.
Oh man, Haroon, FSK, props to you guys. They let it hang in that octagon, and yeah, Haroon came out in that first round, landing some vicious body shots, letting his hands go. FSK was tagging him back, a wild, chaotic first round. Haroon gassing a little bit in the first round. Then comes in the second round and empties even his reserve tank. And then because he does that, zero stamina, FSK able to just light him up like a Christmas tree and take him out. And that is what you want to see in the Esports Fight League. I mean, if you ain't winning and you're exciting, we're going to bring you back. And that was exciting. I hope to see those guys again in the future. What a fight.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what they do in future ESFL cards. If they can put on shows like that, it's going to be amazing. But speaking of exciting here, Rob, we have a camp versus camp situation in our next fight, as it's going to be EK Issues going against AJ Guy. And now the scouting report, these guys are hungry for a win. They're making their debut, and it's going to be an exciting one right here, man.
But yeah, EK, a great camp, you know, adding a lot of names to that roster. And here we go. We're going to see and find out what Issues is all about. They say he's a pressure striker. He loves his head movement. He's got some legit counters. An ESFL debuter tonight. Top 100 on the OWC ranked leaderboards in the game. And whenever you're on the top 100, you know you've been through the grind. You have the experience. But does he have enough to go against AJ Guy? Also making his debut. Top 40 in Season 9 on rank. Top 100 in UFC 3. Division 20 every season. This guy is ready to put on a show. He's a pressure fighter. Body shots. He's a volume striker. This guy is also a grinder on the ranked scene. Here we go. This is going to be it, Kingsley. Take it away.
You definitely want to put your predictions for this, because this is going to be a barn burner right here. Pressure on pressure, as a Conor McGregor is being used by EK Issues. AJ Guy in the blue gloves using Jose Aldo. I love these kind of matchups. We saw a nice little takedown denial from EK Issues, knowing that the clinch, the takedowns are going to be in play. And he's able to get a rock already from the jump. 30 seconds in. My goodness, here, Rob. Oh, flying knee! Here
AJ Guy with the flying knee and gets the big takedown. And after getting clipped early with the hook, I was like, oh, this could be over early against McGregor. But man, AJ Guy bringing it back, stealing the momentum and doing a lot of damage.
A lot of damage in that backside with the posture up, but it seemed like in that whole sequence, it was like Oh, bet you wanna rock me? Bet I'm gonna knock you down with a flying knee. See how you like that. But right now, AJ Guy doing so well with his stamina right here, able to get timeout position, pushed back into half guard from EK Issues, but Issues already having issues so far in this ground situation right here, Rob.
Oh, he is. Ever since that knee landed to his dome piece, he's been having some issues. He can't really get back up right now. He's going to try to use that sprawl, but there's AJ Guy. Quick transition to the backside position. Can he get this denied? No. Good job by EK standing back up, but almost out of the woods. No! AJ is just throwing him around right now. It's like DC versus Dan Henderson.
The woods are bigger than you imagine, and these are deep waters for EK Issues as he's able to get a denial right there in the halfway mark of the first round. It just AJ Guy, he has a game plan. He wants to go for these takedowns. He is going to do everything as possible, but he's also able to strike with his opponents in this stack guy right here, trying to get some damage, planting, and getting rid of that block gauge a little bit, and it's doing some damage. He's working really well. He was able to get that backside too there.
Yeah, AJ, phenomenal first round, but still 2 minutes left, and he cannot get clipped because Conor McGregor is so dangerous in that first round, and you're seeing EK using that speed, that power. Now he's coming forward, stalking his prey, making AJ miss, and here comes McGregor pushing the pace. EK looking good.
And you can, oh my goodness, a kick. Oh, able to get his own. EK Issues is getting around. It's going back and forth like a tennis match, able to get back up, and we still have plenty of time in this round. Anything is possible with these guys, as pressure on pressure is proven to be right when it comes to the scout report of this matchup. But the uppercut landing, bang, Bucks landing. EK Issues is trying to survive. AJ gets the victory and a barn burner right there, Rob.
Damn, AJ with Jose Aldo against a dangerous EK Issues with Conor McGregor, and he just starched him in round one. And that was a dangerous EK Issues. You could tell EK had the slips, he had the training, he looked on point, but AJ looked a little cleaner, utilizing Jose Aldo's boxing so phenomenally. What a fight.
What a fight, and I feel like the change of the whole fight was just that flying knee. We saw that EK Issues, he was doing the slips, he was able to get combinations, he was able to get a slip straight onto his opponent, but once he started to pressure up, just AJ Guy had an answer. He was able to use takedowns, he was able to use clinches, and it worked to his benefit where he was able to use those attacks and into the body. It was just a done deal. So what a showing. I'm interested to see if they're, I have no words. It was just that crazy of a fight there, Rob.
Oh, that was extremely entertaining. Another masterpiece of a fight here in the ESFL. And yeah, like you said, couldn't agree with you more. AJ, you thought he was in trouble early, gets clipped hard, but then just lets it go. And that's what, you know, separates the good players from the great players, is the confidence to just let it go. And that's what he did right there. You know, he just threw some vicious combinations, got the early finish. What a win, Kingsley. Damn.
Yeah, score one for the AJ camp as they beat EK in that situation. So a lot more good things to show. And we're still only in the prelims, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Like, these fights are incredible, and we're still getting to the better parts of it. And speaking of better parts of it, we have another barn burner with us, as it's going to be FSK Keza from the FSK camp going against BSC, making their debut in this card right now with Odison. And it's looking like it's going to be another amazing match when it comes to
Heck yeah, man. And here we go. Rank 33, FSK Keza, teammate of Ricardo, 0-1, king of the Creative Fighter Primetime winner. And he is ready to go. He's got some great counters. He adapts well to any situation, can fight against any style. He's been training hard, but 35 ranked BSD. Oisin, 0-1, former champ in the RFC League, ICF League, and a couple other organizations. He's bringing a lot of experience here tonight. A high-level pressure boxer, Kingsley, and let's see how these picks turn out.
Every time there's a pressure fighter in one of these fights, it's been nothing but fireworks and excitement. So I'm excited to see what happens. And I couldn't remember what the fighter selection was, but I think there was a Peter Yan going against a Rob Font. So, you know, both heavy hitters, especially with the kicks from Peter Yan, that's going to be proven to be somewhat of a difference in this matchup, possibly. But I'm excited to see what happens here, Rob.
Yeah, you know, when another fight with no volume, let's go. But the last guys brought it, so that's okay. We love it. We love the silence. You really can hear our voice. But yeah, like you said, Kingsley, Keza playing as Peter Yan, Disson, Oisin playing as Rob Font. Rob Font's got a lot of range. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of range. I think it's Olsen.
Osin. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm real good
Ocean
at
or-
butchering names, so appreciate that.
Honestly, it's the same way.
Ocean?
Oshin.
Oish-
Oshin. That's how you say it.
Oishin?
Put
Alright.
some respect on the name Oshin using the
Oishin.
Rob Font in the blue gloves, going against Peter Yan, aka Kessa, in the red gloves, and already we're seeing both guys trying to find their distance, trying to pepper in some straights, uppercuts landing, but again, this is doing really nicely. It has a head kick landing for Rob Font right there, and landing some combinations. We've got to put some respect on his name here, Rob.
Oishin looking very good with Rob Font, staying at a good range and letting those hands go, letting them hands fly. And here's the takedown attempt from Keza. That's what he needed right there. Oishin was just going ham.
Yeah, Oshin was trying to find a way to just use his advantage with the striking, but able to get taken down into his top mount position right here. Keza doing a nice job in this posture up, disrupting that blockade. And that blockade is getting low right there, so it's just going to leave more damage to the head hold. But as long as he stays in this position, he's looking kind of fine right here.
He is looking, yeah, exactly. You know, Keza got that takedown. Now he's on top. Time to breathe, time to recalibrate, recalculate, and he's doing some good work in the side control position, dominant position, and he's just looking to see if he could posture up, maybe do some damage. Who knows? Maybe he'll look for a submission right now. In Oishin, he's just trying to figure out a way to stay calm and get back to that feet.
Yeah, trying to get back up to his feet, and it's just kind of discouraging when you're in this ground game and you don't get that first down. But when he's able to get it, now it leaves up more of an avenue for him to find a way to go to a get up. But again, every single time we play in ranked matches or even in ESFL, the ground game is always going to be a chess match. You always have to pick your shots because you don't want to use a risk or a reward and find your way to get reversed, as we're seeing right here, as we're back into the top mount position right here, Rob.
He just pulled guard with Peter Yan and got top mount right there. That's craziness. Good job by Mr. Peter Yan, aka Keza. So, man, I mean, that's some great ground game right there. That's some great ground game. But there's a good flick by Oishin, and now he's on top. He's going to try to stand right back up, and that's a smart play here. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, 50 seconds left in the first round for both of these competitors. We have to think Keza probably has the round so far locked up. But again, anything could happen if you get the right kind of damage. As trying to go for a pull back into an elbow, and the body shots are landing for Keza. Keza say, put some respect on my name. I need to get this victory right here. And he's doing such a great job right here.
Phenomenal job by Keza. I mean, huge shot. Started with that pull elbow, dug to the body, and then clipped into the dome. I mean, gee. And you could see his opponent a little bit rattled after that knockdown, Kingsley.
Yeah, it was very difficult to see. We saw the ground game working so well for Keza, but Oshin, he was doing a good job answering back with a standout, but then just moments like that when you're seeing those combinations in, along with getting rocked, getting hit into the body so many times where that depletes it even more. So in the second round, let's see how he adapts as we see Keza in the red gloves again, in the red shorts, going against Oshin in the blue gloves using Rob Font. And you can see Oshin, he's doing more of just pressuring up, trying to land that head kick, knowing the blockade is going to be low right there, getting a nice slip, and that's the way he needs to answer back. But these takedowns could possibly get denied, and he's doing a good job right here, Rob.
Oishin definitely with a good takedown defense right there. Started out the round with like a 1-2 head kick, and sometimes that's what you want to do. Right into the right hand, though, of Keza. Now he's on the back foot. Keza again just bombing his opponent, and he's just walking forward and plotting, but not, you know, he's backing up. He's using his footwork real nicely here. Keza making Oishin think.
Yeah, he zigged while he should have zagged, and that led into a rogging. We saw the lower third just a second ago. It was 47-28 in favor of Keza. So Keza feeling the rhythm and feeling the rhyme when it comes to his striking right here. But again, those slips, those pulls, had to be a little bit scary right there because Oshin could instantly come back. But with rocks like that, Keza with him on his back, and can he finish it right here? No, able to get back up. He still survives. But again, another detriment to his game plan as he gets knocked down for a second time in this fight.
Yeah, Keza is just lighting off bombs right now, and he's finding the face of Oshin every single time. And now you're seeing Oshin just go forward and try to throw down. Blood is flowing out of his face. The head health is low. The body health is low. He eats another body kick, and Keza just letting it fly. And Oshin just standing right there, like maybe trying to bait out a slip. And there he goes.
Very close. Oh, the knee to the body. just instantly open up the head, using that block gauge is low. But again, you can't be too careful. Those uppercuts are deadly on Rob Font. Rob Font, he's trying to preemptively slip, trying to get that right hook in, but not able to get much as we approach the 2-minute mark. Trying to find his way in, trying to implement a front kick, but again, he's using those combinations, but not in range, and that's using so much of his stamina. He's at a massive disadvantage when it comes to combinations and training in the pocket here. And you can see right there, another rock.
Oh, bang, it's out. Oh, Keza putting the finishing touches on this win right now, and there it is, lights out for Austin, and what a performance by Keza Kingley. I mean, those were some big bombs, some technical offense, great footwork, and he found his target. He landed the big ones throughout the fight, and there it is, Keza taking out a dangerous Rob Font Austin, who, he looked good in there, but he just could not keep up with the pace and the onslaught of Keza.
Absolutely. One word I would say for that whole contest would just be clean. Combinations, clean, ground game, clean.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is what you want to see in the ESFL, especially with your roster, and you're trying to decide if you're a scouting manager of seeing what matchup makes well with like which fighters, and just seeing that clean combinations. I could see him probably going up to the main card next time he wants to fight in a next ESFL event. But so far, so good with so many things. But again, before we even get to our next fight, we want to thank you guys for showing up here on Twitch and on YouTube for ESFL 127. We usually have all our things here on Twitch, our live VODs on YouTube, especially Rob, I don't know if you've seen it, but we have our newest YouTube video of the craziest fight that we had in ESFL Season 3, Bang going against Bill Axis. Talk about just the whole craziness of that whole fight and that experience.
Oh, man, wasn't definitely going to have to go rewatch that if you haven't seen it. Oh, that was just a technical versus a brawler kind of approach. Bang Bang was coming forward, trying to light up Spill Actions, and Spill Actions was just utilizing extremely good head movement. And I'm not going to tell you what happened at the end. Go check it out yourself. But yeah, Kingsley, a phenomenal fight. About you don't want to miss, and an exciting war between two high-level strikers.
Yeah, after this event, go watch it. But right now, we still have incredible fights for you guys as we are moving on to our next fight. Our featured prelim of ESFL 127 is EK Jakey going against Broomstick. Both guys making their debuts in Season 3 here, Rob.
All right, here we go. The prelim finale, folks. Are you ready? We got Broomstick, ESFL debuting, undefeated champ in the ICF. And he likes to take it into deep waters. He likes to work the stamina game, mix up kicks and good combos. And he loves to take advantage of mistakes his opponents make. EK Jakey, though, probably won't make too many mistakes because he's training with the Elite Kings. He went 3-0 in Season 2. He's a former wrestler, EK Spider's new student, so we're going to see a lot of dynamic striking creativity on the feet. And ladies and gentlemen, people say he's got the sauce.
Yeah, he's gonna have the sauce, and also EK Spider later on going to be fighting in the main card of ESFL 127. So let's see if EK Jakey can bring on just positive vibes going to the main card right here, as he is in the red gloves using Jorge Masvidal going against Broomstick, who is using Leon Edwards. And we know Leon Edwards, he's a complete mixed martial artist. He could take the fight anywhere he wants. He's very skilled in kickboxing, but he also has the attributes to submit you and also go to the ground as well. So it'd be very interesting if EK Jakey could use some of his boxing with Jorge Masvidal and just keep his opponent on edge as he's doing right here, Rob.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you're playing with Masvidal, as Jakey is, you got to just go forward, throw some big shots, be smart, watch the takedown. Oh, what a right hand right there. And he's just doing what he needs to do right now because he does have the advantage in the boxing realm here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can already see the head held not blinking, but getting very low and close to the danger zone where you don't want to be, especially early on in the first round. And Jakey just peppering shots and able to get that left hook on his opponent's face. But nice change of hitting the 1-2 to the body from Broomstick. Just taking his time, but I'll pull up will change all of that as EK Jakey rightfully feinting that head kick, not trying to use all that stamina, but wasting that stamina on an overhand. As a nice job from his opponent to just get out of the distance. But one thing he just needs to be worried about those overhands, those head kicks, because he can't afford another pull elbow right there.
No doubt that pull elbow was clean. Oh, Jakey is catching Broomstick clean. And these are hard shots doing a lot of damage to that head health. However, Jakey is he's unloading this round. He's putting a lot of energy into this round, trying to get that early finish. And Broomstick, if he's still here in round 2 or late round 3, oh, but he might not be. Another pull uppercut. Oh my goodness, that is dirty.
He was at the shooting range. He said pull, and it just automatically kill shot. It's just so clean what he's doing. Oh, he almost got hit with a pull right there. We're just at the shooting range, and it's just non-stop action. But again, one thing, as you said, he's using a lot of these combinations. He's using a lot of these stamina, going for these overhands. If Broomstick could weather this storm, he might be at an advantage when it comes to second round. But again, with head kicks like that, you need to be in range. But so far, so good for both these comparisons. I can see it could go either way, but EKJ kind of taking the advantage right here.
Yeah, for sure. Starts out really strong, uses a lot of energy to get that knockout. Now you're seeing Broomstick starting to get that momentum a little bit. He landed a few shots. He's starting to open up a little bit, but the head health, the damage has been done. And Jakey with Jorge Masvidal with 95 power, 95 speed, throwing combos like that, it could be lights out at any moment. Broomstick needs to keep his defense strong and needs to be smart about it.
Yeah, and this is where the risk and reward comes into a fight. As a head kick landed.
Oh! Bang!
Rob, are we at a shooting range? Because it's just non-stop shot for shot. Are you kidding me?
I said he had to be careful, and he just got baptized.
I honestly, just look at the replay. Oh, clean as a whistle. The head straight to the dome where the equilibrium just goes down and you're just wobbly. And just so many of those shots, that key move was able to put down his opponent. Broomstick, every time he tried to get close, just that pull was just instantly rocking him, and he didn't have an answer. But Jakey coming out from the gate and says, I'm here to put on a show and make amazing knockouts right there, Rob.
Training with Spider has paid off. Those slips, those pulls, the pull elbow, the pull uppercut. I mean, he was just doing some devastating damage there to Broomstick. Broomstick was starting to get a little bit momentum late in that round, but I mean, I think it was a little too late. And then that final pull elbow, you're talking about the equilibrium, Kingsley. I don't think he needed any equilibrium because he was out cold.
Yep. Yeah, just devastating fashion, and we love to see knockouts like that here in the ESFL.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the end of the prelims there, Rob. I mean, we're getting into the main card, so it's got to be super crazy. But before we even get to the main card, what fight impressed you the most of what we saw from the prelims so far?
Oh, it started with Haroon and FSK Ricardo. The fight before that, Motown versus Leaks. I mean, there was just so many battles. But I'd have to say, in my opinion, probably the Haroon versus Ricardo fight.
Yeah.
That was a banger right there.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, all these fights were amazing. I loved seeing the fast pace along with the slow, methodical game plan of a chess game, of the ground game. We had a bunch of avenues of amazing fights, and I can't wait to see even more. And maybe create some viral moments like we see always on our ESFL Discord, our Twitter, and our Instagram. A lot of amazing things coming on those channels, so be sure to follow, subscribe, do all those amazing things, because you're going to see amazing moments 9 times out of 10, and I love to see more of it. But Rob, we're done with the prelims. It's time to get down to business with our main card, as we're going back to the EK camp of EK Harambe, who is 1-0, going against Jinja, who is also 1-0. So has to go in this new first match of the main card.
And yeah, we're about to see moving a little bit closer to the top 10 on the Xbox scene. But here we go. 13th rank EK Harambe, 1-0, undefeated in prime time. Got to the semifinals of the Bane tournament. Top 20 on the OWC every season. This guy is the real deal. He's bringing some real skills. He's a well-rounded fighter, composed striker, heavy top pressure, and then he's going against ranked 11 TMF Ginja, 1-0, 5-2 record in prime time. He's got 100% finish rate, so he's going for the kill every time. He's coming with good boxing combos, great head movement. He's a counter striker, and this should be a really good fight between two high-level strikers to open up our main event, Kingsley. Take it away.
It's very interesting. I don't think we ever seen a Joe Duffy mirror match. We've seen Conor McGregor's, we see Dustin Poirier mirror matches, but Joe Duffy, I don't know much about his stats for certain, but these guys seem very confident, and he seems like he was a wrestler, so it'd be interesting to see if they keep a striker or try to take it to the ground instantly. But already we're just going high and heavy with Harambe in the red gloves, uses the green trunks, and Jinja in the blue gloves and the black trunks right here, Rob.
Didn't even know Joe Duffy was in this game. That's hilarious. Irish Joe, old Irish Joe Duffy, hell yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's got some hands and some jiu-jitsu skills. I'm not 100% sure. I know he's a BJJ guy, Kingsley, so we'll see what these guys want to do right now. Right now they're on the feet, and they're throwing some hammers.
Yeah, throwing some hammers and some uppercuts right here, and already finding the phone booth. As we see, both guys taking their time with this. I like that leg kick, trying to change it up for Jinja. But Jinja, every time he tries to go close and trying to land that one strike, he's getting 3 hit back straight to him. But just nice body shots, and it seems like we're just going a little bit back and forth, a little tit for tat when it comes to striking as we're approaching the 3-minute mark right here.
For sure, a little bit of a slower pace fight. They are throwing some good combinations, but being methodical about them. And there's a nice head kick that lands. Very nice stuff from Harambe. Oh, this is bad. Big shots land. Harambe on the offensive, knocks down Ginja. And face is melt. Look at his face, Kingsley. He looks like some spaghetti sauce.
Honestly, it's just been a crazy striking attribute for Harambe. We saw in his last fight how great he was with his striking, and now he's proven to just prove that even more, especially with a fighter like this, with Joe Duffy. So I'm excited to see what he does in the ground game. But man, Harambe put on the show saying, let it be known, I am an up-and-comer when it comes to this division on the Xbox scene. But so far, these side control and these elbows are landing viciously. You see the blood on the canvas. It's just a nasty, gnarly scene right there, Rob.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's just he's slicing and dicing the face right now of Ginja. Ginja trying to sneak on that right side. Harambe meets him with a denial, uses that advantage to get to the full mount. And then can he get that denial on the left side? No, he's unable to. But man, Ginja is in trouble right now. Another posture up. Man, Kingsley, he's swimming on him.
He's swimming and is working very nicely as his whole stroke of getting it into the side control, into the elbows are working so nice. I tried to make that. I love that. But here we go. Back into the stand-up right here. Harambe trying to go for a pull elbow. Ooh. It's been a nice move for the EK camp in this fight card right here. But we see just the back and forth, trying to get his opponent to just make a move, trying to bait his opponent. But with 18 seconds, it's just how much are you going to take your stamina or the head held back for you in the second round? But it seems like we're just going to brawl it out to the end right here, Rob.
Oh, man, I can't even reckon. Now it's not even a mirror match. It's clean-faced Joe versus banged-up Joe Duffy. And I mean, Ginja has to keep that block up. He's eating shots like 3 pieces to the face without holding his block up. He needs to defend himself at all times because Eve Levine is watching close. There's a little bit of respect showing. Thank you for punching me in the face, brother. But Harambe, again rocks him. Ginja again in trouble. Digging to the body. Kingsley going to the dome. Unloading his stamina.
And that's been the whole successful moments for Harambe. He's been able to just attack his opponent with more strikes. Every time we see Ginja just instantly hit like a jab or a straight, he gets hit with 3 more combinations, and that just puts him at a disadvantage. I mean, the pulls are happening right here. It's just whoever's going to bite on it. But every time you're in the phone booth, look at the total strikes landed, 74 to 42 in favor of Harambe. But just the body shots, it's just Harambe's just picking the shots and punishes his opponent so well right here.
He's kind of standing his ground. He looks really confident, making Ginja miss. I've seen Harambe do a few. Oh my goodness! But Ginja strikes back, trying to dig to that body and cracks Harambe. Finally backing him up a little bit, and that's good news if you are a Ginja fan. But right away, there's the takedown, drives him against the cage. But defended Ginja with a little bit of a momentum swing, a little bit in this round. Can he gate that back? He's gonna hop on top, Kingsley. This is bad.
This is really bad. The only thing that popped in my head was like, hold up, wait, just wait a minute. He is flipping the script right now and able to get top mount position. This is not where you want to be. It's going to be, I don't know what the attribute is of his back position or his bottom game, but he could possibly try to go for a submission right here. He has the stamina advantage. He just needs to avoid one denial, and there it is right here. Could he possibly go for a submission, but goes into top mount position with 2 minutes left to go in the second round, and another denial. There it is, submission right here, and this is trouble for Harambe right here. As Ginja is taking it back, and this is going to be a close one here, Rob.
Yeah, this is huge trouble. He hasn't seen the defense yet, but he got a little bit of a read there. Ginja downloaded some of that defense, and now he's going to be able to have a little bit more of a successful offensive submission assault next time. But right now, again, a denial, and that's what he used to get to the to the armbar, but this time he postures up, wants to do some damage, he wants to mix it up, and that's a smart man. Oh, he's rocking him.
You know, you made a statement that it's not a mirror match because someone's clean face and someone's bloody up. I feel like they're both bloody up now as we're back into the mirror match for Harambe into a real naked choke right here. Stamina low. The defense is really good for Harambe. Kudos to him for still sticking in this fight. But with 40 seconds, Jinja has all the time to put some more damage on his opponent. And this denials are working so well right here.
Man, he had that rear naked choke locked in. He had the stamina so low. I mean, it just shows either Joe Duffy has some sick submission defense, or Harambe just has a beautiful submission defensive game. Maybe a combination of the two, Kingsley. But right now, back on the feet, a great second round. Ginja finally finding a little bit of success with that back take, with the submission assaults. And, you know, that's what you want to see, a little bit of a response from Ginja. But third round is going to be important. Who do you think is winning so far, Kingsley?
It could be 1-1. How the tables have turned. Harambe in the red gloves, his opponent Jinja in the blue. I feel like if you're Jinja, you get rocked like this, you need to take your opponent down. You cannot go for the striking because it's not working for you. Look at his stamina. You have to go for a takedown right here. Harambe is just going to piece him up. He was able to get the rocks right there. He's lucky he did get hit with that uppercut for Harambe. But a head kick landing nicely. He needs to set up for a takedown because the takedown, his ground game was his best chance in that second round. And there it is. He needs to take it, and he does right there, Rob. This is what he needs to do. Possibly try to go for a submission right here. He has plenty of time.
He does have a lot of time on the clock, 4 minutes to be exact. He's faking and trying to take, but unfortunately, Harambe is reading that, and he's going to put him right into full guard. That's a good defensive position, but there's the posture up by Ginja, and he needs to figure out a way to take that back, get a submission, get the win, and get out of here with a dub, because right now he is looking like, if they go back to the feet, Kingsley, and if he gets rolled over like that, oh my goodness, it could spell trouble.
Yeah, but we know that the body game was really good for Harambe when he was in this situation, so it could be either way, but the transition denials will disadvantage that instantly as he gets put into top mount position with an advanced transition right there. And this is where you don't want to be if you're Jinja. Jinja is getting pieced up right here. Punches and punches, but his stamina will not allow any more strikes to be landed. But again, he had a chance. He was able to get time out, but that reversal just changed the whole script again. And these denials are not helping out Jinja at one bit.
Harambe just letting it fly, rattling Ginja even more. Almost finishes him again, but somehow, some way, Joe Duffy survives for Ginja, and again, here comes Harambe. Big shots. He's mixing it up. A nice slip there to survive, and he's fighting valiantly from the bottom, Kingsley, and he gets up. 2 minutes left. But look at that head health. One shot, and he's out.
Yeah, he's looking. We see Ginja trying to go for the pull. Oh, he almost had it. It was close. A slip from his opponent with an uppercut. Harambe trying to put the lights out in Jinja's territory. Can he end it? Yes, he will! With 1:26 left in the third and final round, Harambe leaves no doubt.
No doubt at all. What a win for Harambe, and he let those hands go, and he was so aggressive with his ability to just attack the dome. Right there, you see him lead him right into an uppercut. He knew he was going to duck. Catches him clean right here after the straight bang, and that was all she wrote. Look at the face. He does not look like he's having a good time. Just Ginja.
Yeah, it was such a good fight, like a clean fight into this main
Was
card
it a clean
right
fight? It seemed a little dirty.
You know what? You're right. There was a lot of blood on the canvas. I'm not gonna lie
A lot
to
of
you.
blood,
My bad. But in that whole fight, we saw Harambe. He was doing so well with his striking. He was doing nice with his combinations. He was able to get side control. He was able to put the forearms onto his opponent. But in that second round, it seemed like it was a little bit scary for him because of submissions, the stamina being low. But able to just adjust and adapt, and knowing like if he has his opponents down, maybe gets a reversal, he could change the whole game plan for Jinja. And that's what happened in that third round. As soon as he got taken down, he was in timeout position. He was like, all right, I can't stay in this position. I can't go for submission. I'm going to have to go for a stand-up situation and just find a way to get back in there. But Harambe, Harambe, 2-0. I mean, what's this guy, the limit for this guy? I mean, where can you see him possibly going on further on? Because I think he could possibly be a contender later on in ESFL.
He can definitely be a contender. He showed a lot of skills, a lot of great combinations on the feet, good pressure, good footwork. And when he was in dire situations, underneath Joe Duffy with his back taken with a choke lock with no stamina. He was able to defend himself valiantly, calmly, and really showing his composure in there, Kingsley. So, I mean, if you have composure, if you've got the skills and you put in the work, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and that's what's going to happen. Harambe is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I can't wait to see his next fight. EK have a stud, and they're training him well, and Spider being in that camp, I feel has elevated all of EK's striking abilities, and they looking dangerous right now.
Yeah, EK 2-1 in this fight card right here. So already positive over 500 for their whole record so far. And I know Zayev, who was in our analyst test, if you haven't seen that, be sure to look at our VODs and check out the analyst test show. It's always amazing. But Zayev, he has to be taking a look at Harambe. It's like, oh, maybe I get to see this guy down the road. So going to be very interesting from the EK camp. But speaking of what you said of EK Spider, that is our next matchup as EK Spider, the ESFL vet, going against Killer Jake. Both guys 1-1. Interesting tell of the tape right here, Rob.
I think it's EK 30, right? Versus Otto?
Ooh, you're right.
Okay. A little switch up.
Little switcheroo.
Yep, little switcherooski.
EK Dirty versus Otto TSK. I mean, it seems like a very interesting matchup right here in the bantamweight division. How do you see this whole play now as we get this point?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Otto, ranked 12 right now, 1-0. He beat Tadpole in his Season 3 debut. He brings a lot of pressure. He's sneaking in that pocket. He's great from the bottom, but he's fighting number 2 ranked Elite Kings Dirty Dave. Dirty Dave is 1-1. He's already fought for the belt this season, and he's felt that he is a dangerous striker and he can get back to that title picture. He brings elite wrestling, dangerous kicking ability, and he's a very technical striker. So a huge moment for young Otto to really, arrive on the scene, take a big win over Dirty Dave, and Dirty Dave needs to quell the hype train that is Otto in this fight.
Yeah, for Otto, it could be automatic if he gets this win, possibly moving up to the co-main event right here in future ESFL cards. I mean, Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo. This is a matchup that I love to see. You're going to see just all aspects of leg kicks, clinching attempts possibly, but the striking is going to be so deadly for both of these competitors. Peter Yan having a little bit more of an advantage as we get ready for this next fight right here in the main card of ESFL 127. I am your host and commentator, Kingsley. Alongside me, Bruce Lee Rob, the one and only, giving you the live action here on Twitch and on YouTube. EK Dirty in the red gloves going against Otto in the blue. And already we're seeing from both competitors just a little bit of a brawl right here. Both guys getting some nice combinations, but now a nice takedown from EK Dirty right there, Rob.
Yeah, EK Dirty was a nice little takedown, a little unexpected from Otto. And now Dirty has a lot of time to work. Let's see what he brings to the table, where he wants to go. There's a nice D9. He's able to use that advantage to get to the position he wants, and that is the side control position. And this is where it gets a little dangerous. You don't want to be putting that crucifix. You don't want to eat those elbows, Kingsley. Otto needs to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And this side control, we know that side control is deadly, and just elbows to the face. Trying to go to the crucifix, but a good denial from Otto. Otto kind of on the back foot right here, getting his face lighted up, and this is damaging. When you're ever in side control, you want to get out of it as soon as possible. Probably flick up into a half guard situation because usually people are not focusing on it. But again, these elbows doing a lot of damage on this opponent.
Did someone order the chopped Jose Aldo salad? Because I don't remember ordering it, but I guess Yan did. This is a fantastic start to the round. And look at the blood already. These fights have been so bloody, and EK Dirty making this a dirty exchange. Oh my goodness, this crucifix is deadly, and the deny as well. Dirty controlling. He is doing serious damage right now. Otto is in so much trouble.
Honestly, you might as well chop all Jose Aldo and put him with like Dracio, like balsamic vinaigrette, because his blood is all over the canvas, is all over his face.
Hold the blood.
A lot of damage. Hold the blood, exactly. But with 2 minutes remaining, just dominance right here. I'm like, could this potentially be a 10-8 round of how dominant he is on the ground and just putting on the damage on his opponent right here, Rob?
Yeah, they're lucky that Stefan and Damon are out there from the Vampire Diaries, because they might get a little hungry, because all the blood that's been exchanged here. But it is Dirty again, still just controlling in all these dominant positions. The crucifix now in the back mount, and if Otto makes even the slightest mistake, a double fist and he flicks it. Nice job by Otto.
Right on time.
Oh, watch out!
A whip!
Oh no!
Not like this. We were hyping him. Otto, it's done up by EK dirty, as that was a disgusting punish. The back kick was not, I feel like his body jiggled a little bit there. I don't know if you can see it, but it just inches. This game is full of inches right there, and just the punish, able to do whatever he wanted, and my goodness, what a combination and what a knockout right there.
I need some wet wipes because this is a filthy finish. This, I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, one spinning back kick missed by Otto. Dirty just sneaks on that right side with his footwork and then smacks him with a hook. Oh, what a performance. Dirty looks like a contender. He's ready to go back to that title picture, Kingsley. I mean, what a dominant performance over a young prospect in Otto that had a lot of hype coming into this fight.
Yeah, he had a lot of hype. And also with his way to wiggle out and go to the stand-up, we were like, okay, now he's going to show what he wants to do. But before then, it was just dominance from the takedowns, from his striking of EK Spider, not EK Spider, EK Dirty, doing such a nice job, and he has to be a contender. After that kind of showing against someone who had a lot of hype, trying to take his spot, I mean, he needs to be put up probably higher to the fight card. Maybe he'll be in the co-main event. I would love to see him going against Harambe. I know that'd be a Campmate versus Campmate, but I would love to see some kind of matchup. So I love to see what happens, but man, so far so good in this main card here, Rob. And we have another banger. And speaking of big bangers, we have the heavyweight division featuring Simple Benny going against JC21, coming back into season 3 right here. Rob, how excited are you about this fight?
I'm pumped. You know, JC21 defeated Peyton by KO at ESFL 123. And he's a former champion in the ESFL, and you know he's a guy that has a lot of wins over a lot of dangerous esports competitors. JC21 ranked 9th, nearly flawless in the ESFL. This guy is extremely talented. This is an exciting fight. It is actually a huge opportunity from BSD Simple Benny, ranked 21-1. He also holds some wins though over Suave Jamie and Dino in primetime, so he has the experience over some dangerous guys. Can he get this win? He's a patient striker, good leg kicks, he's sneaky with them, and we're about to see this could be an upset, or can JC defend the top 10 throne?
Yes, apologies for the double commentary, but Simple Benny going with the Cyril Gagne pick. I really especially love this pick right here. Even though he's a heavyweight, he fights like a light heavyweight just to speed up his punches, his takedowns, his maneuvers are so good for Simple Benny. But JC21, in using Derek Lewis, he's going to have to rely more of his punches right here. And as we see, try to go for a switching jump kick, but hopefully we'll get to see more of what... Oh, and that taunt right there. I don't think JC21 is really taking this opponent seriously right here, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know. He looks like he's trying to play a little bit of that mental warfare, which could work. You know, you say the taunt isn't affecting me. What are you doing? But deep down in your subconscious, maybe it is. It's poking at you. It could rattle you, take you off your game plan. With that recent fighter update, I believe Gon is now a 5-star striker. So Simple Benny has a lot of tools right now with Gon.
Yeah, and I love what he's doing. He's not taking the bait. He's not trying to rush into his opponent when he feels disrespected. He is taking his time. He's going to implement his strategy. He's not going to let anybody dictate where he wants to go. He's taking the center of the octagon. He's like, okay, you want taunt? Okay, go ahead, taunt. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to score points on you, and now you're going to look like a fool. So it's up to JC21. What is he going to do to answer back? Because he's going to have to move forward and try to land some strikes on his opponent, and that's what he's trying to do right now here, Rob.
Yeah, so far unsuccessful though for JC. Besides that one hook, Simple Benny using the footwork and the movement right now, going for a big slam, but a late takedown, denial there, and that was huge for JC21, keeping the fight on the feet.
Keeping the fight on the feet, and that's what he kind of needs to do. He can take it anywhere, but just in these clinches situations, Derek Lewis has kind of avenues where if he gets a combination like that, he can instantly put someone's head damage all the way down. But Simple Benny just taking this casual approach, trying to be like a Venus flytrap, trying to sucker his opponent in and then just pick out his opponent. But again, as we see the one hooks, and we see JC21 doing a nice job to just implement more damage strikes. I mean, even though he's landing straights or one of these left hooks, it's still doing a lot of damage right there, Rob.
It is. Derek has a lot of power, and even when Simple block, and there's some seep through for sure. And you know, Simple is doing a good job as well. I feel like with his footwork and his in and out movements, and JC Moore just plodding around using the characters as they're supposed to be used and trying to find that big, powerful shot. He's being patient. Both guys being very technical and patient here. I'm loving it.
Yeah, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from Benny. Every time he sees his opponent come up, he's usually landing that knee, as I said right there. Just draining that stamina and that body shot, and that's what you kind of need to do with Derek Lewis. If you take away the body, he's not going to have much stamina after that. So just good job from Simple Benny, just taking his time, seeing his opponent, seeing what he's giving him, but not being overzealous where he could get punished or caught out with a counter. And with 30 seconds left, JC21, I feel like he's just going to leave this round alone and possibly try to take some of this in the second round.
Yeah, I feel like JC is landing the bigger shots as this first round concludes. Whoa! Simple Benny letting it fly. And we are in a beautiful fight right here, Kingsley. And still more taunting. Uh-oh. The controller has been disconnected. Someone needs to recharge.
Yeah, it's only a rare time where I see something like that. I remember someone's controller was disconnected.
Discontinued?
And it led to a knockout. Yeah, discontinued, right. And it was just a crazy scenario, but hopefully JC Turner has that all fixed up. And let's see what we can do. You can see him pressuring a little bit more in the second round right here, but Simple Benny not taking the bait and going to his clinch, and that's a nice maneuver. Going to the clinch, push your opponent a little bit more, and just try to avoid these crazy shots that JC 21 is trying to land. But so far, Benny taking the center of the octagon, not taking the bait, and probably won the first round. So if he keeps it up, landing those knees to the body, he's looking so good so far in this fight.
For sure, those knees will be big. Leg kicks, and he hasn't been rocked by too big of a shot from JC, but I feel like in that first round, JC is landing these little exchanges in the pocket, and he's doing more damage. The head health has to be low a little bit. Oh my goodness, he almost ran right into that uppercut, but somehow JC does not let it go. He held it back, and a little bit of a mistake there maybe.
Yeah, and that's a good point to make. You were right about him landing these shots. He was able to land straights. He was able to land hooks in that first round. So he still has probably the head health advantage because those powerful shots are working so well. But I just like the game plan of Benny. Just make the opponent trying to gauge the distance, tackle him with the knees, peppering some shots, and then when you're having an opportunity, try to go for a takedown. But again, JC21, he has a very good skill of denying those takedowns right there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit late, but still on time, if you know what I'm saying. He's not getting taken down. He's staying on the feet, and it looks like he's getting more and more comfortable, and these punches are just going to keep adding up for JC. And Simple Benny hasn't really been able to figure out a way to do any damage. He's been trying to go for that takedown, kind of pepper the left leg a tad, but it's been JC with the better of the offense, in my opinion. And, of course, you know, Simple is using great footwork. He's staying on the outside. He's not getting hit with too many big shots where he's getting rocked, but he's got to figure out a way to do some damage, Kingsley.
Yeah, and this is kind of a weird fight. We see a game plan working for someone, but then the reckless abandonment of JC21 with his shots, it may be looking better in the judges' scorecards because they are big shots. Even though they might get blocked, there's still some leaking damage when it comes to head health. So you don't want to leave it to judges, but this is a weird fight to be in, whether you're thinking you're up in the judges' scorecards or not. But like clinches like these, and if we could just land some damage like that, that can work into his favor because now he's getting some damage of his own for Simple.
For sure, these are some nice shots. That's what Simple needs. Just some things to do some damage, to get some score points on the scorecards. And there we go. This is even better. Yeah, let's take the back here. We got a little bit of time, maybe sinking a choke, do some shots from the backside, and you know, Simple Benny finding a crack in the defense of JC.
Yeah, doing so well with 30 seconds left. Trying to go for a possibly a timeout position, but gets denied by JC21 on par with his defensive skills. But with 15 seconds, we see into a backside. Now, could he possibly get a posture up right here for Simple? And it seems like we will
Good
not
defense.
as we go to the third and final round right there, Rob.
Yeah, that was some good defense. JC knew what Simple Benny wanted to do. He wanted to get a posture up on that backside position and do some damage. But like you said, Kingsley, when he had him against the cage and the clinch, he's able to do some uppercut work and you know, test that block, or excuse me, test that head health a little bit. But in the third round, oh, what was that a glove touch front kick?
I don't know. But
Whoa, toxic.
it would not surprise me how this fight was going if something like that happened. But here we go. JC21 trying to go for a flying knee right there. Not able to land, but Benny with the flow stayed in his soul. Able to swerve around like his Fight Night Champions, get the uppercut landing. And now that woke up JC21 as he's going to try to get a rock of his own.
Oh, that was the hardest punch of the fight. And what a time to get it. No time like the third round, and now JC's coming forward trying to get that back. But, you know, Simple Benny has been showing some great footwork, some great defense throughout this fight. And right now, JC on the assault. Bang! Sniper straight right down the pipe. Kingsley.
Snipers are in the building for Simple Benny, and they want to take JC21 out of the fight right here. But when a takedown like that, and then you get in these situations, you need to watch out. JC21's stamina is fairly low. But can Benny take advantage? And there he is. Again, the clinches are working well, but a nice denial of that takedown from the hip toss right there. But so far, I'm liking what Benny's doing. Just the peppering of shots to straight. Everything for the first round and the second round are working well in the third round right here. And able to get a takedown. He finally gets it. And that's an excellent game plan from Simple Benny.
Definitely. Fantastic game plan. He's finally gotten the takedown he's been working for since the beginning of the fight. He's already rocked JC twice in this third round. JC is going to be a little bit on tilt. He's going to be a little desperate. He wants to win this round. He doesn't know if he's ahead. You know, you never know. So right now, Simple Benny in control, but JC trying to find a way back to his feet to light up his opponent. But can he get Benny off? We're about to see what kind of top game Simple brings to the table.
Yeah, you can see just attacking the body. Just want to get that body a little bit low, get the stamina a little bit low for Simple Benny. But JC21 taking his time, trying to land some shots of his own from the bottom game. Trying to go for a kill, but a nice denial of that from Benny. Benny doing such a swell job with 130 left, close approaching this third and final round. It's going to be interesting how they judge the score, the end rounds, if it goes to judges' scorecards, because you have to think Benny has the benefit of his footwork, his offense, and able to get 2 rocks in this third round. But again, as you said before, JC21 able to land some big shots of his own. It didn't seem like much because it was reckless abandonment and all the taunts, but could the judges be swayed in that way? In under 1 minute, I don't think one person is going to end the fight, so it'll be interesting. And we see, we stand up, so 45 seconds. This is serious. Let's see what happens here, Rob.
Yeah, kill or be killed is the mentality that JC needs to possess right now. He needs to go out there, let it fly, and try to knock out Simple. Simple's got to defend himself and make him pay. And right now he's using some good side steps. Oh, lands a vicious knee to the dome. And JC's hurt once again. What a fantastic round so far by Simple. But still, JC's coming forward, eats an elbow for good measures.
And this is just all the case of good game plan as we're under 10 seconds remaining. JC trying to get it. Uppercut knocks him down. Simple Benny getting the last laugh at the end of the third round. But man, Simple Benny, I'm just impressed of his game plan, his execution. That was well thought out, and I'm very impressed with what he did right there.
Yeah, that was an extremely good performance there by Simple Benny if he does get the win. I'm pretty sure he will. He definitely landed the bigger of the shots in that third round. Was absolutely insane. A dominant third round. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to hear it, but we're going to be able to see the hand raised. Who will it be? Simple Benny on the left or on the right? Will it be? Oh, it is!
Simple Benny
Simple Benny
gets the victory right there. I'm going to assume it was like a 29-28, maybe possibly the first round went to him. If they're going to show the stats, they are not going to, but that's okay. I mean, either way, we saw that fight. Simple Benny able to land the game plan, the footwork, the defense, just slipping around, landing that uppercut, just dictating the pace of where he wanted to be. And it was up to JC21 to press on forward, and he just didn't take advantage when he got those big shots. It just seems like he was not going by a solid game plan, and he was just going by reckless abandonment.
Yeah, you know, in the first round, you kind of saw JC21 trying to get into the head of Simple Benny, throwing out them taunts, trying to play some mental warfare. And then you saw Simple Benny not really biting on it, utilizing the character he chose, Cyril Gahn, beautifully, you know, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. And, you know, JC was landing some good shots with Derek Lewis. They weren't all landing flush, but there was a couple in the combination strings that were landing in that first round, Kingsley. And then as the round progressed, Simple Benny, especially in that third round, started finding a home for his shots. And then I believe he maneuvered down right and then bopped him with the right. And man, what a third round, what a win. Simple Benny looks good. And that was a ranked 20 Simple Benny, 1-1, now moving to 2-1 against an undefeated top 10 opponent in JC. So you gotta be happy if you're a Simple Benny fan right now. Let's go.
You love to see people moving up the ESFL rank ladder, especially on the Xbox side. You love to see people make that jump into better competition, into better opportunities, and in front of a big spotlight of ESFL number cards. We love to see it. But Rob, it's time for business to pick up, as our next fight is a doozer of a one, as it's going to be Blake Tyler going against KM Caliber, and this matchup was an amazing fight on the card. It was a new one. It was a fresh one that we got today, but I'm excited to see where this one turns out.
This is going to be a sick fight. Do not miss it. If you are just listening audio, turn on the video, pay attention, keep your eyes glued to the screen, because this is Kingsman Caliber 2-in-1, stepping in on short notice, and he's dangerous everywhere. Very well trained, aggressive, and he is looking lethal so far in the ESFL. However, he's going against the OG, Blake Tyler, 1-0, ranked 15th, and this man is always extremely composed, works the body, patient yet aggressive, and Blake Tyler has so much experience in so many different leagues, so many different tournaments. He's bringing a veteran mentality, and he's bringing some very good skills, and, you know, Zayaf thinks this guy could be the next contender, and this could be a fun fight, huge fight for both these guys in their careers in the Esports Fight League. Let's go, Kingsley.
Yeah, we saw the record was 15-1 in favor of Blake Tyler, but all it takes is just one fight any given Saturday here in the ESFL. So let's see what Caliber does in the blue gloves and white trunks, going against Blake Tyler, the ESFL veteran of the scene, in the red gloves and black trunks. And already we're seeing a different kind of pace as the combinations are coming in heavy for Blake Tyler. But Blake Tyler needs to be careful. But the side step into the body shots already clean with his combination in this defense right there, Rob.
And that's some high-level striking, to get that side step, to have the wherewithal and the muscle memory to go right to that body in that straight. I mean, that's some sick stuff. That's hard to predict. Caliber has his hands full right now, misses that capoeira kick, and with Conor McGregor and a mirror match, you know, things could go really bad really quick. So, you know, don't blink.
Yeah, don't blink. We saw that head kick working to the favor of Caliber. Caliber is trying to match up his opponent's energy and probably input of his strikes. Trying to use that jab, and I like what both these guys are doing. Using the jab to open up their opponent, and then just trying to go into branching paths. Like, you see the jab, and you might see a hook, you might see a buttery uppercut. You don't know what exactly it could be. It's always a 50-50 when it comes to the shots. But right now, Blake Tyler doing a nice job, but a nice spinning roundhouse to answer back from Caliber. Caliber holding his own halfway through the first round right here.
Did you say buttery uppercut? I like that. That is nasty. I need one. I need me some buttery uppercuts.
I'm hungry for some excellent action right here. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to co-main and main event. I mean, I want to see some buttery action right here, man.
Yeah, just be careful. You might slip. But, you know,
hey,
early in this fight right now, Kingsley and everybody, I'm really seeing the skill difference in Blake Tyler, his ability, his movement, the way he flows and uses momentum, and he's got his opponent just kind of fighting a little wild, making a miss, and Blake Tyler also utilizing those side steps, really anticipating when those straight punches are coming in, lands a good head kick. But man, Blake Tyler looks so good right now. Caliber needs to be careful because he looks a little outmatched right now.
Yeah, a little bit, and we're seeing the block gauge being low for Blake Tyler. Blake Tyler's trying to find this range with his situation, but Blake Tyler just doing so well. Look at that body jab into another jab into the straight, but gets hit with a capoeira kick finally from his opponent Caliber. Caliber, oh, the nice punish right there! Caliber,
that's a buttery uppercut if I ever seen one.
My goodness, Caliber putting his name in the spotlight, saying, Blake Tyler, it ain't sweet in these streets in the virtual octagon right here. Going with a nice capoeira kick, and right now the script has been changed, and this round so far is for Caliber right here.
Yeah, you know, he's making me eat my words right now. Caliber says, whoa, 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 what? You say this is a mismatch? Well, let me just put Blake Tyler on his tushy. And that's what he did, taking the first round. And again, those capoeira kicks are starting to pay off. He's landing them 2 in a row this time. Now Blake Tyler's coming forward. Oh, but he gets tagged again by Caliber. Caliber showing some good striking. He's heating up a little bit here in this first round.
Well, well, well. Looks like we got a fight here, ladies and gentlemen. You think it might have been all Blake Tyler, but look at the spinning roundhouse to knock down Blake Tyler right there. Caliber coming to play here, saying, I deserve to be in this spot. And my goodness, this second round, this is going to be a huge factor. Blake Tyler, we saw him going well with the side steps and the clean shots. But now it's up to Caliber. Can he keep up the momentum? Is he just gonna be sticking with this round? Like, yeah, I got a knockdown. I should be set right there. No, you need to keep moving forward in the blue gloves and white trunks. And then Blake Tyler, he needs to answer back. He needs to find a way to make his opponent respect him a little bit more in the black trunks and red gloves. So here we go, second round right here, Rob.
Second round, and Blake Tyler came out so elegantly and just looked like a killer. Looked very focused and just looked so slick out there. But Caliber landing those big shots and getting the knockdown, and those are all set up from those spinning capoeira kicks to the body, so that opens up the head. Blake Tyler needs to keep stay on that bike and keep doing what he was doing in that first round, and right now he's coming forward, breaking that block, Kingsley.
Yeah, the breaking the block has been his best attribute. As you see, toe strikes landed 50-34 in favor of Blake Tyler, but still feels like he needs to come back and make some noise in the second round right here, as a knee able to land for both competitors right here. But I feel like the move of the night so far for Caliber is just those spinning kicks. Spinning kicks have been working very nicely against Blake Tyler, and Blake Tyler is just not reading the timing of that so far. But Blake Tyler finds his way back, trying to move on his back foot, just moving around, trying to get the center. He gets a nice strike, a nice peppering of shots, bringing his opponent down, and just like that, it might be over. It is over. Blake Tyler said, "You must have forgot. It might have been scary near Halloween, but he is the boogeyman when it comes to the ESFL, as he gets a victory over KM Caliber."
What do you want? Coming for you! And that is the boogeyman right there, Blake Tyler. That's what I was talking about in the first round. You could tell a big difference in the striking. Blake Tyler is just on another level with his hands. Now, Caliber definitely had a great performance, and he did a couple good things with the capoeira kicks and the capoeira kick to the head. I mean, he did knock him down, but Blake Tyler just looked so on point in this fight. And he was facing a dangerous Caliber, a well-trained guy. Caliber looked good, but man, Blake Tyler looked great. And he put on a great performance there, Kingsley. And that 1-2 hook, that was money.
It was disgusting. It was nasty. We love to see something like that. It was so good. But before we even get into our last two fights of the evening, I hope you guys have been enjoying it along with us. If you haven't missed anything, we're about to recap the whole fight card in general till we got to this point. ESFL 127 here, live on Twitch and on YouTube. And Rob, so many great fights, especially in our prelims, but the main card just had that different type of heat, that different kind of situations that we love to see. What fight took you by surprise, or maybe you stuck with you throughout this whole fight card in general?
I mean, from the beginning of the prelims till the main event, EK, Jakey, BSD, Broomstick, I feel like everyone has stepped it up. They're putting on extremely impressive fights. They got me at the edge of my seat, and it's so hard. I can't pick them because they've all been so fantastic, Kingsley, and I cannot wait for these two next fights. The co-main event, CIA Webcam versus Fadinator, and then you got Ate My Pig versus JamieBucks. Oh my goodness! This is gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be a tasty one. Before we get all those, I mean, EK Jakey put out from the gate from the prelims. I love what he did against Broomstick. That was a nice contest for him. And then also, who we had? We had EK Dirty. A lot. EK showing up and showing out. Only had one loss and had 3 victories so far in this whole fight card. Something is going right with that fight card. I'd love to see them move up, and probably John Zaya. I mean, we saw a lot of good things. Harambe, I even forgot about talking about him. He is on the up-and-comer, and I love what we're seeing. I mean, Simple Bentley, game plan to perfection, and we love to see that. So a lot of great things that we're seeing on this fight card. But Rob, as you said, we got 2 more fights to go, and it's time for the co-main event. As you said it will be CIA Webcam going against Fadinator in the co-main event.
Yeah, and that is ranked number 5, CIA Webcam, and this guy has a lot of hype behind him. That LW CIA camp, I mean, whoo! The LW camp is looking good, but he's defeated like Uncle in his debut. He's earned his roster spot through the proving grounds. He's 2-0, undefeated. He has some crazy head movement. He loves to hunt the body. He likes to work to drain that stamina. But we know about Fadinator in his recent loss to the young prodigy Zayev. Zayev has been on an absolute tear. So there's no shame in losing to the most dominant champ that we've ever seen in the recent years in the ESFL. But Fadinator, ranked number 3, 2-1. He wants to get back to the title shot, and he could do it right now with a big win in the co-main event of the evening. He's comfortable everywhere, always looking for a finish, and he's a knockout artist, and he's coming for the kill. Webcam versus Fadinator. Here we go!
Make sure you get your predictions in because you don't want to miss out on betting on who is going to win this matchup. It's going to be an amazing fight as we have a Kamaru Usman mirror match. Fadinator, he wants to run back. He wants to prove that he deserves to get another title shot. We see Webcam. He wants to prove that he belongs here. He wants to stay here and move on up. So it's a battle of who wants it more as Hurting gets a fight going. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's your co-main event of ESFL 127, and we're coming in hot and heavy as combinations are flying from Webcam, being the aggressor in the blue gloves, but Fadinator proven to be a challenger, a contender in the red gloves, find his way back in this contest. But those uppercuts, you can't throw those body shots very close because you will get pieced up with an uppercut, and these guys know how to punish their opponents.
They really do, and right now Fadinator is punishing Webcam, fighting very well off his back foot, staying stationary for just a second, landing a nice hook, and he's allowing Webcam just to run right into his hook uppercut combinations, and CIA has to be careful. He can't just walk into those. He knows they're coming. Big first round so far by Fadinator, doing very well with the hands.
Yeah, doing very well, and he had a good sequence where he had the head health halfway through down, and it was just a nice uppercut that Fadinator landed because he's landing these combinations nice and clean. But Webcam, no slouch when it comes to his striking as well, able to land some elbows and try to get those slips as we saw in the scout report. Crazy head movement. That's going to be his game plan, trying to fight against the former contender of the Xbox title right here. And so far, both guys trying to use their range a little bit nicer as we're approaching the halfway mark of this first round for co-main, and just those hooks are landing very nice for Fadinator. Fadinator able to answer in, but not go overzealous where he's leaving himself open for a punishment.
Kingsley, you're right. Fadinator is coming forward, and he just keeps tagging Webcam with these hooks, and he'll jab hook, and already you're seeing the damage to the head health by Webcam. Webcam hasn't really been too successful with any of his own techniques, and there's Fadinator again landing another right hand, and this is not looking good right now for Webcam. Fadinator coming out so strong, landing so many good strikes, and then he catches this, pushes him against the cage, head kick. Fadinator on point right now.
Very on point. You can see the head health being the indicator that we need to see something else. And the right hook landing from Fadinator. Fadinator doing a nice job smelling blood in the water, but the sidestep will keep Webcam back in this. But you have to think, now you can't trade. You need to pick your shots and watch out for the slips because these combinations, the block gauge low, head health blinking as well. He's trying to go away from those strikes, but it's just not doing so well. And these combinations, the stamina is impeccable for Fadinator.
Oh man, Fadinator just throwing the perfect shots. Left hook lands. Webcam in trouble. Fadinator looking for another left hook, and every time he throws that jab, for some reason, Webcam loves leaning left, and Fadinator just meeting him every time with a right hook. Bam! Right hook lands again. Oh no, so much damage in this first round. Webcam in all sorts of trouble. Bang, bang! Oh my goodness!
So much he has time, 25 seconds. He could probably end the fight right here. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get caught, but the block gauge is low. Head health, low. Fadinator trying to find his way back. He has 9 seconds to probably put away. He gets another rock, third rock, the pole, and that will be the end of the first round. And my goodness, Fadinator trying to make his opponent fade away into the background as he says he is still here. No one has arrived in my spot, but man, Rob, what does Webcam have to do to fight his way back in this fight?
He needs a regenerative potion from an MMORPG to get more health, because right now he is so low. His head health has been just tested and damaged. Fadinator has done everything, and now again in the second round at the beginning, he's already landed some power shots, and Webcam needs to be perfect. He needs to get the takedown. He needs to bring this fight to the mat, because right now at this pace, he's going to be put down. Left hook lands. Oh, man!
Uppercut City for Fadinator. Y'all must have forgot the contender is still here, ladies and gentlemen, as Fadinator gets the co-main event victory. Y'all must have forgot because he's still here.
And he is still here, and he is here to stay, Kingsley. That was a dominant performance right there against the hungry kid in CIA Webcam, who's so good at downloading what you're going to do and just making you pay. But he just landed from the get-go so many beautiful hooks, fighting so well off his back foot, stationary combinations. And, I mean, he just beat the living crap out of Webcam. That was so dominant. Fadinator looks like a killer, and he looks like he wants to get back to that title shot. He learned a lot in that experience against a young prodigy. And sky's the limit, 3-1 for the Fadinator. Woo!
That is what we love to see. We love seeing people, sometimes they get knocked down, they take an L, but they get right back up, and they prove to be what we think they are, and that's a high skill competitor when it comes to the UFC 4 scene and the ESFL scene. I love what we saw from Fadinator. That's the, like, it was such a dominant victory. He could possibly end it in the first round, possibly. If it wasn't without the skill head movement of Webcam, he probably would have been done so early on in that first round. But kudos for Webcam for being in that fight. But man, Fadinator, what else can you say? Striking impeccable. And we didn't even see the ground game. Mostly, it was just him getting that block H low, getting that head health low, and using his fighter's attributes to his benefit and able to get the victory there. So I'm sure Zayev's looking at that fight, was like, okay, yeah, I might see you. There's a lot of up-and-comers, but I'm ready for you if you want to run it back. But man, Rob, we gone through 12 amazing fights. We're here live on Twitch and on YouTube. Go ahead.
We have amazing fights. Take it away.
Amazing fights live here on Twitch and on YouTube. This is what the ESFL is all about, because ladies and gentlemen, we have one more fight. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is your main event of the evening. 5-round fight right here as God Ate My Pig, the #1 ranked fighter on the Xbox side, is going against FSK Flow State Kings JamieBucks, both undefeated. Rob, tell me why this is the main event of ESFL 127.
This is the main event, Kingsley, because God Ate My Pig, the #1 contender, hot as hell right now. 3 KO wins in a row to earn this main event spot today. And if you get into the side control of Gamp, he is going to make you pay. He's so good at grappling, solid kickboxing, but across from him, the up-and-comer, the hungry FSK Flow State Kings, JamieBucks, like you said, this man is a high-level grappler, super knowledgeable in the clinch, and he loves to drag his opponents into the deep water. He wants a big win. Both these guys are undefeated. 2 contenders colliding right now to see maybe who will get that next title shot whenever there is one. Who will get that return fight from Zayev? This is a big moment in these two's careers. Here we go.
Everything is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. This is your main event of the evening. ESFL 27. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, as JamieBucks in the red gloves, in the blue trunks, using Dustin Poirier, going against God Ate My Pig in the blue gloves, using the green trunks, Conor McGregor in the first round right here. 5 rounds to be exact. More of a war than a huge battle of 3 rounds right here. And already we've seen both guys using their different, a different kind of pace right here. Trying to use leg kicks right there, and a nice body shot from God Ate My Pig. Doing that shot, trying to move back a little bit, using the cage to his benefit, knowing that he has all the time to use his distance and needs to make sure that he has his opponents on his wheels. But right now, body shots landed very nicely for God Ate My Pig.
Yeah, for sure. Some hard shots landed by God Ate My Pig. But it is the pressure of JamieBucks right now. He's really pushing him against that cage. God's doing a good job. Ooh, lands a knee. He's hitting him with some big shots while Jamie's coming in. Jamie needs to be careful right now. God is doing some work.
He is doing some work, and he's suckering his opponent in. The Venus flytrap method of just bringing your opponent in and just hitting him to the body. And look, it's not even the fact that he's using these body kicks. He's using these body kicks in the right range and distance where he's not getting punished back. And he's able to open up his opponent's head and able to get some strikes. While JamieBucks, he's trying to move in a little bit closer, trying to gauge that distance a little bit so he can punish. But so far, it's been a bad situation. But here we go. Takedown from JamieBucks. And we know God Ate My Pig, if he gets to the top position, his side control is really amazing. So as we see right here, the reversal, you can't let him get the side control right here, Rob.
Oh man, he got that so quick, and that was just like right away a momentum sweep, just beautiful stuff. And guess where we're at, Kingsley? in the side control of God Ate My Pig early with a lot of time on the clock. And then there's the deny right there. This is what makes this guy so special, is this position. Landing some vicious elbows, 5 in a row. God Ate My Pig in control.
Someone call Kenny Loggins because we're in the danger zone right now. Side control is not where JamieBucks wants to be as he's getting forearms out of forearms. Head held blinking.
Denied!
God Ate My Pig is just having his way in this side control, and JamieBucks needs to find his way out of it. He can't stay in this. Along with his Dustin Poirier, he's able to get in a half guard position, but it's only a matter of time. And now in the top mount, it's a lesser of two evils, but he needs to find a way to get a stand up. But this posture up in the head of oh my guys, are gonna finish last time? My goodness!
Oh my goodness, that was almost over so early, and he was just landing. So he started with a jab, hook, jab, ground and pound. Looking on point right now. Look at the health on JamieBucks. He's been damaged to the head. He's been damaged to the body. And oh, look, God Ate My Pig hasn't been touched, literally. Perfect, flawless first round. God Ate My Pig looking like a damn predator out there. He's got the tri-beam on the dome.
If you see any blood on Conor McGregor, that's not his own blood.
No.
Let's just be honest here. But man, just able to survive. Good for JamieBucks. He needs to find a way to not get in that situation again. That is absolutely ground zero for damage on yourself. You need to find a way to get out of it. But man, for God Ate My Pig, looking like the contender is #1 ranked fighter. If he could, he's doing this with a Conor McGregor, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. That's how good his ground game and his side control is. That he's doing this with a Conor McGregor who doesn't really have a ground game mostly. But in the second round for main event, God Ate My Pig trying to continue on the momentum here, Rob. But it needs to be a change of strategy for JamieBucks right here in the red gloves.
He needs to figure out a way to, you know, slip something. I saw a nice little slip there because God was coming with that notorious jab lead hook straight combo that's so vicious. Ooh, but God is just tagging him right now, and Jamie has had no success right now, and that has to be you know, a moral defeat, and he's got to stay composed. But the uppercuts and the hooks, Kingsley's not looking good right now for Jamie.
And along with this being such a great fight, we're also going to have a fight in night vote later on after the main event. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned.
Get your vote in.
Get your vote in for fight of night. But so far, God Ate My Pig might have a performance of the night of how dominant he's been so far. And you can see JamieBucks, he's changing up his strategy. He knows he can't go forward against his opponent, God Ate My Pig. He needs to find a way to separate him in. But anything he tries to do, he is getting punished every single time. He gets a nice slip and gets a nice left hook. But again, will it be enough? Because he's getting hit and gets hit with a front kick lands again. God Ate My Pig close to a victory. Will he get it? Guys,
devastating.
My Pig is your main event victor, and you know what? He is knocking on a door on a title shot. Will he get it? We will have to find out. But man, he deserves a shot if anyone deserves it. What a performance!
Absolutely flawless from God Ate My Pig. I mean, he just railroaded his opponent right there. That was so sick. Oh my goodness, that was just an amazing fight, a dominant fight, a one-sided fight. But God Ate My Pig looks like a killer out there. I mean, he just looks amazing from the striking to the ground control to the side control to the finish. Woo! 4-0. This is the #1 contender in my opinion. This is the fight that we need to see. This is who Zayaf needs to come back for. Oh my goodness, what a win.
What a win indeed. And we're going to Bruce Buffer. Oh, we're not going to hear Bruce Buffer name God Ate My Pig the winner. But man, just such a clean victory. Such a dominant victory from start to finish with his striking and his grappling. We knew about the side control. We knew that it was dominant, and it's scary when you get denied twice while trying to get out of it. But the fact that he used his striking and then a front kick to end it, get his opponent down, and get the ground and pound finish. That's how he did it in his last fight in ESFL 125. And now the fact that he's on the door, he is literally knocking on Zayaf's side like, hey, when you coming out, I want to play. I want that title. You got my title right there. I can't wait to see where you at exactly. I can't wait to see what happens to the lead up. I know Zayaf, it has to be looking very solidly because I know he is the double champ, but maybe one of his titles might be a little bit at risk. I mean, that was a very clean performance, but talked about that potential matchup while we're still trying to see what the Fight Night vote's going to be here, Rob.
Oh, I mean, the fight of the night vote is going to be so hard. There's so many amazing fights. I think all of them were just, as Kingsley put it, barn burners. But, I mean, if Zayef is looking at this fight right now, God Ain't My Pig has my attention. He's got the audience attention. He's got Kingsley's attention. And he is on a huge hype train, especially after that win 4-0, just looking completely dominant. If Zayef does decide to come back, defend his throne, I think this is a fight that the young prodigy can and will get excited for, and hopefully we see that matchup. But yeah, Kingsley, get your votes in, everybody. At the top of your screen, you'll see it. Click it and vote which fight you think is the fight of the night on a heavily stacked card tonight. Woo! ESFL 127. And Kingsley, talk about the event tomorrow.
Unfortunately, we don't have an event tomorrow. We have one last week.
Set you up there, bruh.
No, it's totally fine. You know, it was so exciting on Sundays because that's usually where we have all the fun of these unique fight cards from affiliate leagues to Fight Night Champions. Last week we had a Fight Night Champions card, which you definitely should watch a lot of because it was a lot of fun seeing that fight. Just seeing Fight Night Champions being the front, just the front page of things, along with ESBC coming soon to the ESFL. But tomorrow we don't have a ESFL event, but next week we do have more ESFL events of regular schedule. It's gonna be ESFL 128 on Saturday, our usual ESFL cards, and then on Sunday it's gonna be UFL 11. But speaking of ESFL 128, that's gonna be the PlayStation side. How excited are you for that next week's card right there, Rob?
I mean, after tonight's show, it's always a treat and a pleasure to call these Saturday cards, and those PS boys also bring the heat. So I cannot freaking wait to be there and to have a good time. And Kingsley, I had a great time with you tonight. Great job, bro. We killed it tonight. The card was awesome, and the fights were intense and insane. So, hell yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah. And just a reminder, Samurai Robin is going to be in the co-main event against UFC Turkey, making his debut in the co-main, and then 5-round main event. Zaya making his return against Easy in the main event. So a lot of great things coming your way in the scope of ESFL. And if you ever want to be a part of the ESFL, join our Discord, join the YouTube, follow
Come
the
on in.
Thank you so much for everyone for the subscriptions that we begin all recently on the Twitch chat, especially. It's been such an amazing thing to see everyone have a great time in these communities, and it's been so amazing. I think we're almost near the end. I think we have our vote for Fight of the Night. Do we have that in our
we do. EK Harambe versus TMF Ginja wins Fight of the Night, Kingsley.
With that, you know what? That's a very good. Harambe had a hell of a showing against Jinja. It was so much back and forth, and it was so amazing how Jinja had a little bit of hope in that third round, but then Harambe able to put it back on his opponent and get that victory. He's definitely an up-and-comer. So I agree with the people. That was a hell of a fight and definitely deserving of Fight of the Night. But man, many more Fight of the Nights on the corner again. Tomorrow, we don't have an ESFL fun card for you guys, but every single weekend, we have a Saturday ESFL number card hosted by usually Balian and the one and only Bruce Lee Rob here for you guys. And then Sundays, it's usually me, along with an array of guys who love to commentate these amazing fights and put spotlights on other people. But before we even go, Rob, any last words for the people out there?
Have a good night. Stay positive. The community is on fire right now. Everyone's getting so much better. It's always a treat to watch these fights and enjoy Fury vs. Wilder today. I know I will. And yeah, you guys have a good night. Take care.
Everyone, shout out to the mod, shout out to our people in the back and staff, shout out to our production guy who always keeps us informed and ready to go and always takes care of us when we need to. But man, that is the end of our show. I have been Kingsley, that has been Bruce Lee Rob. We thank you guys. We will see you at the next Fight Night. Have a good one, be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys next time.